where do you really go from here? I don't think they have too many options, honestly.
Yeah, I hate saying this out loud.
Say it
Makes
out
me
loud.
feel a little bit dirty, but I think Heroic should, if they're looking to punish, just pick Vertigo. You know, OG has played it one time. It's not their permaban. And that's what I can give to Astralis. You know, that over there at the World Finals, they're actually picking Vertigo.
They're winning it
and
as
you're
well.
playing it. And we see a lot of these Vertigo teams that are just avoiding it still. So what's the point of it being in your pool? So I think for Heroic, might even be a good piece of practice right here on LAN to pull it off.
Do you take the chance, though? Do you take the chance right now? You know, it's quite a lot of money on the line.
If you're not going to play it, use it as a punish pick against OG, who are you going to use it against? I understand there's the other side of the coin, and, oh, yeah, they're the lesser team, so we can just go with a map we're comfortable on. We're better on them on every map, right? But I think maybe for some other teams at the very least, you know, that you're going to play in the future, you prove it as something you're confident in picking.
Yeah, they probably could, but I'm just going to think they're going to play this one safe in all honesty, right? I think the Duster's going to come out, and if I'm just going to attempt to guess what OG are going to go for, I think Ancient is the one option they have. Again, that's a sad thing for OG. It's a map they're decent on. It's a map Heroic are pretty solid on as well, right? And as a decider, I think it could be maybe a new coming up. Again, a map where OG kind of like to play, but Heroic are also better on it. So, Trace, just condensing this down, the veto doesn't really matter here.
Fair. Well, if that's the case, then I guess we'll just leave it right there.
Just leave it right there. Throw it to the casters. Boom.
Screw it. Like, you know what? Who needs a map veto? Just kidding. We'll have that coming up for you here shortly. We will get that isolated down to what those 3 maps could be. Potentially 3. I mean, of course, we only need 2. And we
Holy
also,
shit, it's packed.
Yeah, it is definitely packed. It is also.
Do they hear us down there?
I think they do.
I think they do.
I'm pretty sure they do. And if they do, I'm kind of sorry about that for us, or for them, rather. But it is time to get our players on the stage.
Hype them up, Trace.
All right, then it's time to play the game. Here we go. We're talking about OG. We look at some of them walking out right now. Tell me about this lineup, fellas.
Well, we do have FIXADO right there, the one survivor coming in, walking into the Thunderdrome, ladies and gentlemen. And they're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty happy. They're just happy to be here.
They're walking out in pairs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe somebody
Fico
fumbled.
and Mono, maybe, you know, there was some miscommunication there. Not looking good, Trace.
Right out of the gate.
Game, you know, that's not necessarily what you like to see.
I mean, you had like 7 to 8 stairs, and then you just had to wait and then go down those 7 to 8 stairs yourself. But nonetheless.
Maybe they're a little anxious, you know? Maybe they have a little bit of stage fright. You need a little bit of company, and maybe that's the sort of camaraderie you need as we have Mikey coming in.
Mikey!
Is he the 5th? Is he standing? We don't know.
Is he going to play the RMR?
He's going to be playing here.
Yo, he's definitely
That's
playing
true.
here.
Right here, right now.
And we heard what OG had to say about him, but of course, yeah, that is your OG squad, coached by Lambert. We did talk to him before.
This is the guy we didn't talk about enough, Trace.
Buzz, bro.
Buzz. Yeah, I think he got a little bit hard done by, you know, in that latest Astralis roster. I think he really improved his level of play. But they went with Stair instead of him in the end, and I'm excited to see what he can show here on LAN again.
Lambert, I like a little bit of pizzazz coming out from him. It's just showing off the sign right there, walking in, the captain of this very young team.
Some of that French swag.
Swag, yeah, there's
what do you call
swag
swag in French?
Suave.
All right, well, we'll check that one. We'll fact check that one even. I mean, it is November. We might as well get into it. And also get our next team on the stage. It's going to be Heroic joining us in the arena to get situated to play against OG. And that first player, well, he should be on his way out. And I think, and I could be wrong, but it seems like a Nerds would be a good talking point, a good place to start, rather.
He was a guy we were looking for to be, you know, kind of reclaim his title as a star of this team when this lineup came together, and hasn't really managed to pull it off. But you know what? He's winning games, and that's what matters in the end. Walking out like a gladiator by himself. I like this entire, you know, vibe, Coliseum vibes got going here.
And he takes accountability. You know, talking to him after the Copenhagen Major, I probably wouldn't high-five Shush at this point.
Yeah,
you know, probably should have had him wearing a mask on the walkout. No one would be mad about that. But yeah, Nerds, you know, admitting he played poorly the last Major. It was on him. He was going to step up. A lot of faith in this roster from all Nerds.
And with Kixon, right? Like, he's the one pushing the buttons, pulling the strings, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like this guy came in, there were quite a few questions, honestly. You know, if he could really, if he is, oh my God, why do you want to slap him?
Dexter, chill, bro.
Why would you have to slap him like that, Dexter?
Because that's how he high-fives people. It's like,
he's breaking their hands.
Well, that guy obviously had no idea. He stuck his hand out there, and that was probably the last time.
I don't think he's going to stick his hand out again. Is he? No, he's not. He's not.
No, he's probably, the paramedics might be around for that, man. However, there it is for Tessis. Again, you guys said it. Actually didn't say it, but I'll make sure it sounds like you said it. He is the best Danish player.
The best Danish player in his hometown. Absolutely.
In his hometown.
What's his hometown?
I hope it's not Copenhagen, because then it's probably, you know, the point is moot.
That he's the best Danish player right there.
Well,
and of course, Saul.
You brought up Saul, and you said he was a spectacular coach. He was a good coach. Tell me about what makes him that.
I think it's just what we saw from the old Ants lineup, right? Like, we saw them playing the way they have to. We saw some good foundations on that team. I think they played better. They were more than the sum of their parts,
yes,
right? And that's why for this heroic roster, you feel like it's a good fit as well. And sure, they've struggled initially, but now we're seeing some of the reasons why.
I also appreciate the fact that, you know, they really hadn't, you know, smashed the panic button early on. They're like, listen, we've got to give it a little bit of time, because that's the magic that old Ends team had with Snappy alongside Saw as well. So I like the fact they've kept the faith, they believed in it, and now that Dexter is no longer sick and actually with the team now, maybe magic can happen in the heroic camp.
And then for OG, you know, this is just a lot of these guys haven't been to many lands to begin with, right? International lands, playing against a team like Heroic, playing for a good chunk of change as well. So it's really hard to prepare for that beforehand. You know, you just have to experience it really and get used to it. So we'll see. In these situations, players tend to get a bit overzealous at times, you know, a lot of moving around, a lot of activity, a lot of aggression. And let's see if they'll be able to get away with it, or is Heroic going to punish them?
It's kind of crazy. If you look at the two most experienced players on his team, it is obviously Fik, who's been around for a while.
Obviously.
And Buzz as well. Like, Buzz has more experience than almost everyone else on his team, right? If you look at Moto, if you look at Prison, for example, and playing for the Mouse NXT. And for Mikey, this is his first international LAN ever. A lot of experience right there.
Yeah, I would say so. And I also have to put into context, too, we're looking at a venue that's, you know, starkly different than what we normally have. Like, these guys are sitting there, Tess's is sitting there, and in front of him, some man is just staring him right in his eyes while he's playing, right? So
it's good practice. It's good practice, man.
Do you think this is why Yakindar plays the way he does? So that no matter the venue, Trace, all he sees is the game.
That's not so bad.
I don't think he can see much of the game either, honestly. I think he sees like 20% of the screen, honestly.
For a guy who focuses so much on the crosshair, you'd expect a better performance.
Dust 2.
There's the Dust 2 pick you talked about, that?
Yeah, they're playing it safe. Ancient coming from OG. They really have no other option here. And if I'm just going to toss a coin, I think Nuke should be a decider to shake hands here. Anubis should be banned out by Heroic. And I think Vertigo, if you're OG, you ban it out. Oh, no. Okay.
Why did Heroic veto Vertigo?
That's weird. Oh, you've only played it once.
Yeah, OG only played it once, and yeah, I know that's strange. Maybe you just don't want any funny business. You know, when you're going up against OG, you feel you're the stronger team on the quote-unquote normal maps. I hate Vertigo.
The normie maps? Yeah, you know, at a certain point, we just get that BS out of here.
Hopefully after the next major.
Well, I mean, that would make sense.
2 more months. 2 more months. You just have to deal with it for 2 more months.
Yeah, and I also see that merch is getting sold with Vertigo on it. You might want to grab that just in case.
From Saviniki?
Just in case, you know, we don't have it anymore. But guys, I would thank you for that, Yanko. I would love to kind of pick your brain here for a second until we get, you know, the players get their headsets on and stuff. We got a map veto. I think Blez said it best, that it really didn't even matter what the maps were.
Yeah.
So go on then, Blez. Go on with your bad self.
Well, look, here's the thing. I don't think we're going to see an Anubis. It's kind of obvious here. Heroic are clearly the better team. Dust 2 is a map pick. It's a map they've been picking in first recently. We saw some of the teams they took down in Rio as well on LAN. It's a map that seems like the comfort spot, so to speak. Ancient comes in. OG can't play Ancient. I think they destroyed big on Ancient as well in that elimination game in the quarterfinals as well. But going up against like a team like Heroic, who have the right protocols, who have the right players, and more importantly, Trace, they have the experience playing here on LAN. It's not a big arena, it's not like tens of thousands of people, but still the stress is absolutely on. I'm looking at players like a Mikey playing for an OG team. Can he deliver when the pressure is truly on? I doubt he will.
I wouldn't doubt Mikey. He looks like a killer to me, Trace.
Yeah, you know, I think you're right, man. Let me just go check out his HL2. Oh my God! And that's only because
I think, listen, there's a way in. There's a way in for OG here, right? You know, Heroic, they fumbled against Ents. I mean, they had a couple of young new individuals.
But Ents are a real
in
team, Yanko. They're actual team.
Yeah, but they were also, they had a lot of new players at the time. So here's the thing, right? Like when you come here and you're OG and it's sort of a stand-in situation, you have a lot of young players, they'll be very excited. But, you know, that can also work in your favor. Yeah. If you get rolling, if you get some momentum, these guys start playing with confidence. Like, sure, they might make some moves that are uncharacteristic, that are overly aggressive, some pushes that won't make a ton of sense for the Heroic players. But if they can't stop it and punish them for it, that won't matter one bit. First map is Dust 2. Not the worst map for you to start your LAN career on in a way where, sure, with a couple of good spawns, even without them, with a couple of simple strategies in that you just believe in 100% and execute into the best of your ability, things can work out in your favor. And you know, all it takes is a little bit of momentum for these players to start feeling themselves. And on the other side, Heroic, you know, they're the massive overdog in this one. If they start losing, all of a sudden it's like, wow, is this the end game all over again? Like, what's going on? We should be owning these guys, and you know, some panic can start creeping in.
I mean, if you look at even look at the map, as you pointed out, Dust 2, OG, in the interview they were giving Madonna, they said, yeah, there's no pressure on us. We are absolutely the underdog, just happy to be here. And if you look at Dust 2, Heroic mentioned, you know, they do struggle against some of the Brazilian teams. Look at their T side, where I think it was Legacy, were being super in your face on the CD side, being very unorthodox in how they play on the CD side, little bit brazen, so to speak, completely kind of nullifying whatever setups that Heroic have. And if OG can do that, maybe we might have a game here.
That's just the meta. I mean, at the moment, in general, on CT side, everyone's doing things. You know, you're constantly making some plays, being aggressive, being disruptive, showing presence on one side, rotating over to the other side. Just a lot of back and forth to keep the T's guessing and not let them sort of go through the steps in their default, then hit you with an execute and just any sort of a finisher late in the round. It's a lot more chaotic, a lot more reactionary. You know, players individually need to make split-second decisions, and sometimes that's easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's very easy to kind of turtle up mentally, right? You are the massive underdogs here, you have a little bit of a crowd. Obviously, Heroic are the favorites. And I hope Lambert's done his job. He just told his teammates, play like you really have nothing to lose. And
you know, watching Heroic at Pro League, which was their sort of breakout tournament with this roster, something that was very distinct. Even in the playoffs, their first game was against Virtus Pro, you know, they had a clear game plan. It was a no BS game plan. It's like, at this point in the round, you know, 1 minute, whatever, we're going to push the extremities of the map, right? Like we had Tessis pushing out long A on Dust 2 on the CT side. You know, we're going to make plays to try to get some information on the server. And it was working out really well for them. I think they realized ever since that that's the way you need to play. And that's exactly the recipe that for OG to find some success here, right? Don't second guess yourself. You think your instinct's telling you, push now, go for this aggressive play, just go for it. You know, even if you end up losing this game, you don't want it to be because you were too afraid to make a play, too afraid to do something. You want to be trusting your instincts, and then there's always review later on to see, okay, was the situation calling for something like that or not?
And there's always going to be that ever-present, that looming thought and hope and prayer that it doesn't repeat itself, because last time we had Heroic at ESL Pro League, this was where they won a series over NIP, 3 maps. They won 3 maps in a best of 3. How the hell have they done that?
Oh, yes.
They played NIP.
Yeah, and the snap tap. So, like, you know, at that point,
the snap happening.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Day one it was. Look, let's be real, as we've been kind of like alluding to all this while Heroic are absolutely going to be the favorites. But as Janko pointed out, if OG are able to be a little bit more abrasive, a little bit more YOLO in the way to approach this, at least on a map like Dust 2, it could make things interesting. It's not like they have some pretty decent hitters. Fiku has been fantastic so far, right? Like for this team, Moto is I think a very safe pair of hands with the AWP as well. They have some pieces. Question is, can they make it click here?
Yeah, we look forward to click in right here. Just a few moments away, we had a bit of a headset issue over on one of the coaches, so we've got them squared away from the looks of it. You can see Heroic getting ready and getting mounted up. Overall, though, as Heroic are favorites here, when you think about the big picture of Heroic, yeah, we're at the end of the year. You know, how does the rest of the year play out, even if they win or lose this event, right?
Well, you absolutely need to win this game. Right? Like,
sure.
Because
for sure.
Losing to ENCE in the final of Elisa was a fumble. You don't want to go into the RMR with 2 fumbles at your last 2 tournaments. So for them, this is absolutely a must-win. And then, I mean, if we talk about the potential grand final game, first place is 500K, second place is 150,000. I mean, that plays a lot into the Valve rankings. Heroic is, I think, around the top 10 global at the moment, and you obviously want to end the year in the top 8 to warrant all those invites at the start of next year. That's where it's at, Trace.
Yeah, especially for next year, that's going to be, you know, a big calendar year. And I say that because they're all big calendar years, because technically they're all years.
2025, it's a quarter of a century.
It is.
That's exciting.
Which is almost how long it took for us to get in the game, but that's okay, because we are ready to do just that. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It is OG and Heroic, brought to you by Dinko and Hugo.
What?
Yeah, thank you very much, Trace. You know, most of our partners are away dealing with family issues now, Hugo, and we're just here. We decided to partner up with all of our free time.
Damn right.
Yeah.
What a fantastic venue to do it in as well. This is awesome. We're here live in Berlin in the Dome in
the
Level.
Thunderdome,
The
as we're calling
Thunderdome.
it.
We're calling it that now, and we're into OG Heroic. I'm going to do a quick check. Are we having a good afternoon, folks? Okay.
Yeah.
We packed up this place and we got some Counter-Strike coming at you live. 2 BO3s and hundreds and thousands of dollars on the line.
You know, we've got 5v4 immediately. Heroic will be happy about that, but Buzz goes in towards the tunnels. He takes a lot of damage on board, and Tesses looking to swing him. Puts a little bit of pressure on towards his position, and Buzz decides to fall back. Back to safety as now Heroic look to make their way through the mid doors with a cross smoke.
Still 2 CTs in that B site. This is holdable for OG. They're going to need a big moment from one of these players. Buzz with a dual, he's low health, swings out. That was never going to work in the long run. Gets one, but Heroic sharp shooting to take this pistol. Moto's locked out by the smoke and the bomb is planted.
Just Moto, nowhere to go. And I think it's exciting, you know, talking about this OG team, how young they are. And it's quite funny when you talk about Fiku as the veteran. Is he getting to the young veteran status now, Hugo?
You, as a young veteran yourself, I feel like he can join you there, right? Like a kind of the young Vetty of OG.
Yeah,
21 years old, 2.5 years on this team, and the only remaining piece from all that time ago.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They did a rebuild around him and a couple of rebuilds around this OG squad. They've had a lot of pieces coming in and out, and maybe at this event they can pull something crazy off. I mean, you were talking about it earlier. If you win this game, you confirm yourself $150,000 if you win this BO3.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
One BO3 makes you 150 grand.
Yeah.
And then the chance to win $500,000 as well. I like those odds. And Heroic certainly do. Coming into this event as the favorites, the next best team, Mongols, right? At least in the ranking, but we've seen Mongols struggle in the pressure situations, choke very important games. They at least made it here to LAN, but with Heroic's recent performances, with the 3 playoff runs in a row on LAN, at Rio, at EPL, at Elisa, this is a team that I expect to be lifting the trophy. Slaughter in middle, and a nice confident start for Heroic here.
Yeah, great start from Heroic. Obviously not expecting anything from OG in that previous round with USPs out, but here comes the rifles nice and early. OG's CT side, not off to the start they would have hoped for, but really exciting storyline with Mikey coming into this squad. Got to see him at the airport, traveled in with him to the venue, and I was talking to him, you know, how is it? How's the experience? He goes, oh, this is the first time I've flown to an event. It's the first time flying. So, you know, this is an incredible experience for the guy. And obviously got that RMR around the corner as well of Unity. So I'm excited to see what he's got here in his biggest event yet.
Yeah, first time flying, and it's to LAN no less.
Yeah.
Despite that, 9 LANs logged on his HLTV. All regional, all in Slovakia or the Czech Republic.
Count to an extent, of course.
Yeah, but that's actually a crazy experience for someone who's never played a big international LAN. This being his biggest event yet, so huge chance to prove himself for the young player. But not an easy team to fight to begin this series. Heroic into a gun round now.
Smoked out a short. Slow take of short position here from Heroic, but default has finished. And now Nert's looking to poke and prod his way through those double doors. No one around, and that smoke at the cross at CTL will allow him to focus a little bit more towards that B ramp. Minute 5 seconds, still plenty of time for Heroic as the bomb now joins the remaining members at short. But Nert's position can become so powerful later into this round.
Tesses is throwing lurk smoke into B. He's putting pressure on right before Heroic go for this hit, and they still don't know that Nertz is out in middle. So Crimson trying to flank a short play is going to be awkward. Nertz jumping, catches the kill right before, and he's able to dip, go back to his team up short.
Yeah, so getting away with that one. Nertz, Heroic up a player, and now with 38 seconds left, they set their sights in this 8 play. Fiku down towards CT. Dexter's got the follow-up kill here for Heroic, so it must be Fiku, and he's got a 6 double kill. Ooh, close to a third, but eventually taken out by Nertz as that bomb will make its way over to the site and now planted. Mikey and Buzz into the retake.
Sneaking up, Mikey has really good timing here. Might be able to catch a quick player on the ramp, and they're going to need to be quick with no kit in this 2v2. Dexter, sharp shot, leaves Buzz in the clutch. He's also crept up. Got a molly on short, though. This is no easy round for Buzz. No smoke available. Going to start running and gunning, taking down Dexter, giving a shot at Tesses, but that Molotov might just spell disaster at the end of the round. He's got to hunt this kill right now. Still time to do it if he gets it quick. Buzz moving in. Tesses is not giving him an inch right now, and I think the Dane off has been won by the Heroic side. Tesses Denmark's best, they say.
Yeah, some say. Perhaps the best in his village, as Yankee was saying, but nice shot from Testis right at the edge there. That was fantastic, and obviously Buzz not having a kit, just delaying the time, confirmed the round win regardless.
And even though Big aren't here, we see the influence of God B. We see the big smokes come down right there. Still in CS2, that elevator boost smoke that allows them to cross. Fiku gets 2 kills through it. But Heroic still make it in with an advantage in the post plant.
Yeah, we couldn't come to Berlin without mentioning God B, could we?
Gotta happen.
Well,
they almost made it here.
Well, he didn't.
Well,
but
Big
did.
And then they got 13-1 on the final map, so
disappointing.
That's a shame.
Well, we've got a 5v4 again. Heroic successful in these opening fights.
Saw a stack.
Shush's information, he'll just toss that molly down and drop back. They'll smoke him out for the time being. And Heroic have plenty of time, plenty of space to maneuver.
They could just go straight into B. I mean, they've seen 2 at the long side. Could maybe expect a 3rd. But Heroic just hold on. Look how passive Kixon is right now, all the way back towards B. Holding for any aggression from OG.
Oh, Mikey's not going to enjoy that grenade landing on top of him. Just taking their time, Heroic. Don't want to make a mistake in a round like this, you know, and offer up any kind of chance for OG to get into it. Heroic certainly are the favorites coming into this tournament, and if you are able to dispatch of OG in quick succession, you would continue their flawless run here at Thunderpick. Obviously, they played the online stage. They were unbeaten there. Despite, you know, Testis was saying they had a few troubles here and there from Legacy. Brazilians causing them a couple of problems, but eventually got through them.
Hey, Heroic v Brazilians, pretty good, even on home soil,
Yeah,
actually. Their track record, not too bad as an organization goes. OG had a chance to change their setup, but they stuck to their guns in this round, and so Heroic will take that 4-0 lead. Just creeping into that B bomb site with double mollies. They know that anti-eco. They're playing it smart. And there's going to be no resistance here. So nerds, let me get some numbers.
Easy round for Heroic in the end. And I was interested to hear about Buzz on the desk. You know, a player that definitely was hard done by Astralis. I thought it was a conversation. Yeah, exactly. I thought there was a conversation to be had between him and Ster and who deserved to stay, for example. And I think Buzz has a lot more to give, and I'm glad he's on a project here. Hopefully he can start to build on that. No damage being done by OG. It's just Buzz and Crizzen left. Nowhere near the fight.
I mean, it's not just Trace on his last run of the year, right? It's OG as well. We won't see them at the RMR.
That's true.
So, to be honest, this is kind of a huge opportunity for OG to actually...
At least we'll see Mikey.
Yeah, sure.
At least we'll see Mikey.
The one guy who's not on OG.
Well, he is. Today he is.
Today he is. So I think, yeah, huge opportunity for OG to actually get some LAN experience as this 5, get a lot of money. But you got to fight through Heroic to do it. And right now, flawless on this T side of Dust.
Yeah, it's great to see Dexter back. Obviously a hiatus at the start of CS2, then visa problems stopping him from going to a few events with Heroic, but that's all sorted now, and we've got to see a good string of events with him, and so far trending in a positive direction.
All right,
here he goes again inside of mid, and they've crossed safely with the smoke.
I want to see Modo kick up a gear here. I want to see him get on the board, because when we did see OG manage to beat Heroic in that showdown match a couple of months ago, it was Modo who was going crazy on the AWP, and his head-to-head versus Dexter was monstrous. So I think it was 10-3 with rifles and orbs, so solid work. Gonna need a lot out of Modo today. This young Romanian, if OG want a chance.
You know, Dakota Launders with a different team this time. Does his time in TSM count? I guess not.
We'll have to see.
Slow style from Heroic. OG not offering up any fights, no presence. And that gives Heroic short, which opens up so many options for them.
Playing it very by the books, right? I haven't seen any rushes from Heroic, any spawn-based plays, just defaulting, letting Dexter pick middle. He's had an opener. And this round, 50 seconds, not even contact made. Smart, OG holding on to decent utility. Just finally put down their last block, though. Crizzen's got a molly, that is it. Smokes come out corridor in middle, but this is all a fake.
Time is limited now with 35 seconds. Nert's trying to make his play around the smokes and ends up getting taken down by Buzz. Now Shusha's play forward for long. Needs to be successful and will sit Fuko on his ass. Now the rest of the attack coming in for Heroic. 25 seconds. They charge through long. Test is a short side. Good chance. Good kill. Crizzen down. Good peek from Mikey. But he realizes he has to deal with a fight on another front. And Buzz is there through the smoke. That is a huge kill to collect here.
And they know there's still a player here, either stuck out or short or Gandalf. Those are the options. 10 seconds. If that plan was open, could have been the round winner. Mikey won't jump the gun. He'll wait for his team. 3-on-2. Best chance of the round yet for OG. Dexter backs up.
Flash is coming in as well. Moto going down, but Buzz followed up with another one, and it's the Buzz-Mikey combo to get OG their first round win.
Fantastic round from Buzz, right? That kill onto the lurker in middle not only gets all the information for OG, but then he goes on spams players on the cross. And I gotta say, that round looked cooked because Fiku completely caught off guard, looking oblivious at long. He let them out. He had nades in hand, didn't even know that they were swinging him. So that round could have gone very, very wrong. But Buzz and Mikey seal the deal.
Yeah, that's the Fiku moment you were talking about. Great work being able to pull that one back. Buzz is a fantastic round here. Mikey, that's not an easy position to be in when you have to worry about getting pushed from long and short. He knew he was under pressure from both sides, handles it extremely well. Moto will get another crack at the whip with that AWP.
Yeah, he was anchoring B last round, so I'll let him off.
Yeah, sure.
But now he's in middle.
But the problem is for OG, you haven't dented the economy at all for Heroic. This clean start has allowed them to build so much cash. They've got buy after buy here, and you continue to get Dexter on the AWP. And OG with a standard passive that are allowing Heroic plenty of space in these early rounds.
And I like that Heroic, the game plan in these first 5 rounds has been put a lot of pressure on B, put these mid to B smokes down consistently, throw lurk smokes on the B tunnels. So when they actually do go for this hit, OG are not going to be assured that this is a B execute. You can see they're already on the wrong side of the map. Only 2 players in this site right now, even Moto, or Krisen rather, trying to rotate over. They've not smoked him off just yet. One does come in, and Heroic take mid control. They're in no hurry, though.
Yeah, they're in no hurry at all. They called off that B pound, so they got smoked out, so they slowed things right down.
But they burn out all the util on this B site.
2 mollies left, 3 flashbangs, and now Shur's fighting. Oh, that is one hell of a shot. Moto getting annihilated. He's had a nightmare start here, 0-6, and not much you can do about that.
Oh, I like the gamble, though. OG just going to go for it. They're going to pull everyone towards B. They catch the kill as Nerds tries to swing them out mid, and now the B hits in.
Bomb goes down as well. Loose on the ground. Mikey on the double kill. Oh, fantastic setup here from Mikey. Swings out of the window and steps up with a triple kill. Unfazed so far by this new environment for Mikey. Another important round picked up for OG.
I presume Krisen made that call, right? Because he's the one in middle anyway. But, you know, that's a crazy call to make for OG. They lose the long control, and they just go, screw it, let's go 4B right now. Yeah. Let's just play for this site. We know they've thrown in their util. They're still here in upper tunnels, or we would have seen them climb back up cat. So OG make the perfect gamble, and Mikey pops off. Impact round from the stand-in. And OG trying to whittle away at this economy round after round.
Despite being able to afford the AWP, we'll see if Kixon buys it for Dexter, but right now, Dexter with an AK in his hands instead of that AWP. So yeah, they decide to just go full rifles here across all 5 members. The initial comfort for Heroic is now slowed down with those 2 round wins from OG. And so they call a tactical timeout. Could we see them change it up, Hugo? On the T side, you think?
I've actually liked what they've been doing, right? Just slower paced rounds, playing more map control. OG not making any aggressive maneuvers yet. Maybe they're waiting to punish that. But the B pressure, for the most part, has been pretty successful. Just that round, OG make the perfect call.
Yeah.
No AWP, but 4 rifles here for the Heroic side. As they swing through lower. Moto's AWP trained on the catwalk. Used his break already though, so that smoke means Heroic can get short control, but they want to double down. They want to go back.
Moto here with Buzz. Lurk smoke tossed out. Nice. He's disrupted by the grenade, and oh, it's perfect. It's well played to allow Moto that kill as the smoke disperses and Tessus disappears.
That's now back-to-back rounds. Heroic just try and pop B, and they just get blocked by a smoke. The kill makes matters worse this time though. They have to completely abandon ship.
Well, they're going back short here, Heroic, and the man to defend this is Krisen. And behind the smoke, kicks in at the front.
There's a timer on this though, he can't be here forever.
He's moving away now back to the site and should be allowed to get there safely, and Heroic have not pushed forward just yet, but that smoke is now faded away. And Krisen is going to be aware of that. 43 seconds, pressure about to be applied in towards his position. Mikey now drifting over to try and assist. He's had some huge rounds back to back here. Could it be another one? As Krisen waits inside of the site, Nerds, that's what he does best. Headshot right to his face. And now look at this from Mikey. He's inside of the smoke right below Nerds. They haven't seen each other. Eventually Nerds will clock him.
Dude, Nerds is on another level right now. That was Kixen getting dinked. They were about to line up. No one looking default, and Nerds just flick headshots Mikey in the sight, or Kristen in the sight, rather.
Yeah, 9-3. What a start from Nerds.
Phenomenal. Even goes for more. Over the smoke, that's a very cocky play. Nerds is playing like he knows he's the best player in the server, and well, he is.
Yes, definitely has the potential to be consistently as well. It would be great to see him start to get back to that star level he had in ENCE at the end of CSGO, and would love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, look at Heroic's group of runs in the last few months, right? Pro League making playoffs, sure, you know, no crazy impressive wins over there. They took down VP and Sangol, who were on a hot one, but it was Rio where we really got shocked by this team. They almost beat Na'Vi. They really should have beat Na'Vi. They got 9
eventual
rounds.
champions of the event as well.
9 rounds on Dust 2 first half, and they choke it in overtime and lose in map 3. That was a real shame. But even in that tournament, they 2-0'd Vitality. They beat Astralis. They took down G2. So a legit string for Heroic, trying to piece another LAN placement together here in Berlin.
Strong T-side start here from Heroic, putting an end to OG's little streak they were building for themselves. And Mikey and Moda, they're going short. They want to change things up, a little bit more of an aggressive stance. And that boost, that common boost for the operative here down into the lower tunnel.
Yeah, Heroic have been coming through a lower a lot.
There it is, Jansen.
Flash dodged on perfect timing.
Follow-up flash, and close to taking Nerds out, but he dodges the bullet.
It's very safe for Nerds to use 2 flashes to get lower control. They haven't seen that boost yet. Modo's been starting in mid and B for the most part. Very good read from Nerds.
Very well, and that was a possibility. And Buzz not too far off. Some of these bullets connecting through that smoke, but here they go. Tessis decides to go, and a big shot on the back of the platform, swing through the window. Hasn't resulted in a kill just yet, but eventually, Modo and Mikey combining with 2 kills back. Tessis and Shush to fall, but Kixan, look at this. He feels like he's got the perfect timing, and he just might.
They're already in. They're just going for it. Kristen burning 100-0 in his own molly. That is a 1G right there. Backstab has to succeed. Kixan gets 1, but he gets out, and suddenly OG is stuck in the mud. They don't know where to look.
Grenade lands into the back of Dexter. Nerds is gone. Fiku on the follow-up. They're going in.
No.
And Dexter's inside the side. They pushed in. One of them has at least. And Dexter's trying to figure out how to fight them. And he just can't do it. He can't piece it together. And they know that the last player was in the tunnels. Kixan has to come out of here and fight a 1v2. He's close to it. Fiku and they were low. They were so low. 7 HP and 8 HP left on the 2 remaining players, but eventually OG get the round.
How the hell did OG win a round like that, right? Especially with Kristen literally burning himself to death, coming out of window. And I actually really love the B-pop for Heroic, because they throw the lurk smoke. Every time they've gone B, they've been blocked. This time they just pop. They just run through their own smoke. The downside is you have no execute utility in, so they get caught crossing, and Heroic just gets siphoned 1 by 1 out of that B site. A nice proactive round for OG where they constantly keep the pressure on from middle.
Shush fast about going out long, but an aggressive play to top middle from OG has worked out. Mikey taking out Kixan. A fantastic start to the round here from OG. They've got full mid control to play with, and they smoke it out as well. They just want to make sure they hold on to this for a little bit longer at least. Right. Posts up into the lower tunnels.
Heroic's feathers have been ruffled a little bit, and OG are starting to get a bit more confident with some of these very active moves on the CT side. It might not be to their betterment, though.
Bruh, how has that happened?
He's just sprayed them both like it's nothing. 11 and 4, by the way.
Yeah.
That's on a heater.
You see, he set another level. I don't think OG progressed to that level yet at all. Buzz, Kristen, 2v4. This round was competitive. It started fantastic. They got the opening, they got mid control, and it all fell apart in a moment. But that kill back on Nerds,
just
2v3, but you're nowhere near actually being able to compete for the round here.
I mean, you don't mind that death if you're Heroic, because you just call, he was saving, and now he's still saving. I see in the death cam.
Yeah, so you know the round is already won, but Nerds again just flips the round back in their favor in a second. Gonna see it again here, I'm sure.
I like the OG going for plays, though. It's a real shame. They sort of line up in a sense there. Nerds controls it very well, spamming the control key. Moda caught jumping up. He's had a couple of awkward rounds.
Yeah, it's been a rough start for him. Shows a few moments. He'd love to get back and play differently if he could. When do you start to worry for OG's half here? Because it did seem like they had finally found a little bit of a foothold to build something on, but that has slipped away, and it does feel like Heroic, thanks to Nerds, are back in control again.
I I think I'm already there. I mean,
Yeah,
I was never not going to be worried about OG unless they came out of the gate storming, but they've had a couple of signs of life.
Yeah.
I think to be expected, Heroic are going to be very confident on Dust. Is that Na'Vi game we talked about off the back of a great T side as well.
Yeah.
Hoping OG have more to show on their map pick. There's still time here though, Dinko. Let's not call it too early.
No,
Dexter's been solid.
Haven't seen him go for these long picks. Hasn't really had the spawn, perhaps, but he goes for this long peek now with the AWP, and he's holding for a second. He wants another one. And if they peek into the open, this that flick is so sick from Dexter. He got out to the right side.
He didn't even know a player had crossed.
No,
he knew there was one on the left. He saw the hand. He was so tunnel visioned. Still gets the shot. Moda with a scout, a bit faster here on the AD. Maybe he can grab a quick cross. Peeking high is dangerous with the AWP covering, but he will live to tell the tale. You're not jumping back up on that box. Heroic are winning this round.
I mean, that shot from Dexter is just pure reaction speed. That's just so sick. Round's done. Wrap it up. Another round here for Heroic. They brought so much firepower to the server today.
Yeah, so much money in the bank as well. Got players over 10K.
It felt like they built that money 4 rounds into the game as well. Like, it's immediately just a mountain of cash rose up for them.
Have not seen Heroic have to eco this game.
Yeah, just getting gun round after gun round is never a break, never a moment of peace, and that shot is just...
Could have clipped Shush.
Yeah. But a headshot as well, like, it was that precise.
Through the wall. Dexter and Nertz in form. This was never going to be easy.
Nope, definitely not. Like you said, you know, early days in the best of 3. Still another map up next, Ancient.
But no hero showing up for OG yet, right? We had that nice round from Mikey. We had, you know, Buzz and him stop that 2v4. But other than that, not been a lot to talk about from the OG side of things. Some young players, some inexperienced players, a stand-in. These are all excuses. And fair enough, but OG...
Valid excuses.
Yeah, OG need to seize this opportunity right now.
Smoke out to the B doors. It's a little bit faster here from Heroic. In fact, it is very speedy. But I think, well, they just do the initial utility damage, fight over the top of the fire, and Nertz has got another one.
See, they could go, but they're so split right now. They decide against it. Moda going for a wide angle instead on short this time. Catches kicks and coming through lower. Flashes on as methodical. And Heroic now may just jump, pounce on this B bomb site where they found their pick. Prison's in a great position, though.
He's in a fantastic spot, and that fire not spreading.
Oh, what?
No, what? How has that happened? How has Tess's got away with that?
Locked in.
He is locked in. He's thriving.
Oh, it's getting awkward. The bomb's stuck in lower. You've just lost a mid player. Dexter's a long way away. He's just going to stare at down the barrel of his scope. This is super awkward all of a sudden. Tess is now holding the B bomb site. Last time we saw Heroic in a similar position, OG actually played ahead of the plant and came in with the kills. Tess is just waiting for that though this time.
Yeah, just ear to the wall. Is there any sound being made from Mikey? Bomb collected.
Oh no, timing.
Oh, Tess says timing! Oh, Mikey didn't check. Wasn't aware of that possibility. Didn't think Tessis would have creeped all the way under the window, and so Mikey goes down, leaving it on Modo and Fiku to try and recover this. And it's going to be a tough challenge ahead of them. They might just call it off. They're going to back away. Last round of the half coming up next. And they want to make sure they have the AWP in the hands of Modo and this AK for Fiku. So another round for Heroic, up to 8 rounds on the T side. It has been fantastic.
Oh, I feel for them in that, right? You got to save this one, but Mikey, he went for it. The round's living and dying off that play in the 3v3 when you don't have teammates with you to trade. Would love to see someone cross in. It was just the hesitation because the whole map is quiet. OG don't know where Heroic are.
I mean, also Crizin really probably should have got something out of that from the back of the platform. Great shot from Tesses, but yeah, you got.
That's what it's felt like all game though. Like OG have played it perfectly. Their positions are not.
But that keeps happening.
And then Nertz just peeks you and kills both players saving.
Oh god, Nertz is just unrelenting today, merciless.
You can play it right, but Heroic are just quicker on the trigger. Damn.
Yeah, you've got to be just so fast to be able to stop that from happening.
And now you attempted a save in a retakeable round, ish, in a 2-on-3, and now you get nothing.
The better idea was certainly to save there, but then when that doesn't work out for you, it just stings.
You can't blame Moda for even holding that angle either. Like
no,
you have to get the info. You have to at least get one shot off before you back all the way
If you're an
out.
AWPer, you're going to think you're going to win that fight against a rifle peeking you, and then Nurse just, nope. Not happening.
Oh, damn.
Tech issue, unfortunately, heading into the last round of this first half. Hopefully get that one.
Yeah, OG are like, guys, where's our money? I think, is it bugged? We're poor. We're poor. Where is it?
They never had money, really.
No, had a couple of ecos in this half.
No one really been able to push beyond the double-figure mark yet for OG. That's obviously a tough situation.
Mikey the GOAT, I respect it.
Yeah, Mikey's getting some fans in here already. It's
Got the Mikey
fantastic. I'm really surprised how filled out this arena is. It's such a cool environment, isn't
The
it?
place is crazy. Well, I think 300-ish people in here in the level.
Definitely feels like, yeah. I'm getting hot in here, Hugo. It's
Oh, that's just me.
I'm not. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not used to casting next to you. It's a whole new thing.
You got a couple of days.
You're like an old man.
Bit of a
That doesn't really do it for me, Hugo. Yeah, we got a DJ in here. We got a bar as well. You know, it's kind of everything you want, isn't it?
Yeah, someone. Yeah.
What? Where are you going? Okay.
No,
never
I'll
mind.
leave it.
Yeah, maybe for later. After a few drinks at the bar, Raz, here you go. But just a few moments away from getting back into this action, I would imagine. Possibly have lied to you. But 15-5 start for Nerds. I mean, this is, if he's able to keep this form up throughout the rest of the series, obviously, then into the final, that would be incredible from Nerds. And I think it just helps the case that Heroic should be favorites to win this tournament.
Bro, he wants the payday, and I don't blame him. And it's not just the $500,000 for first place. You have to consider what Yanko was talking about on the desk as well, right? The Valve ranking points stacked, considering you know, you're winning a large amount of prize money on LAN. That's huge going into next year.
And you also want to go into the RMRs with confidence and good form, right? And that was something Yanko was also saying, you know, the fact that you don't want to go in, you know, losing at the Elisa Masters, choking against Na'Vi and Rio, and then having a situation here where you feel like you should be winning this tournament and you go into the RMRs not feeling your best. So, you know, it would be exciting to see Heroic get into that form and kick into gear rounding out the year. It's going to be a whole lot of Counter-Strike coming up over the next few months. We're very excited about that. And I think this tournament is a perfect break from the seriousness of it all. You know, it's a nice little appetizer for what is coming up next. Obviously, we're at the pinnacle of Counter-Strike with the majors, the RMRs. But I think there's a great place for this tournament. It feels like we're in like a nice TV shooter or something. It's great. It's a more relaxed environment for sure.
It does fit in. I think the players are having fun as well. Dexter handing out the hand slaps.
The Heroic players are having fun.
Yeah, OG probably not having as much fun as we speak. Of course, maybe in a sense, happy to be here. They were a fill-in team for the ex-Bleed roster, the unpaid roster.
Yeah, screw that name.
Yeah.
Don't say that one.
I'll stick with unpaid. Cassard and the boys.
Yeah.
And obviously that team disbanding, OG getting the slot to play the online side of Thunderpick.
Definitely, I think it's a grueling battle throughout that online period as well. Online Counter-Strike is obviously so difficult.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have a lot of cool storylines coming out of that. We want to see Simple return in the Falcons jersey. Didn't really perform very well in that, did they?
Well, man.
Yeah.
But OG taking down VP twice to even get here is kind of legit. You know, it is VP current form online, but 2 wins over VP, defeating Big in that final playing game as well to even get here. So I guess, if anything, the crowd's on Heroic side today.
Give me some of those recent results for OG. When's the last time we've seen them?
Well, they were playing actually here yesterday, last night online. They had some trouble, you know, online games. You know,
it's tough.
It's tough,
especially against Johnny Speeds. You know,
kind of the goats.
Kind of the goats. You got Hampus in there now, of course. Obviously, you had a tough time versus 9 as well, but yeah, I mean, it's tough to deal with the fact that you got to stand in at the moment for OG and with Mikey, and he's been performing pretty well. So I think he's going to be happy about it. I think looking for his individual performance, he just wants to show up to this tournament. I was talking to him in the car, you know, just saying, you know, this is a great opportunity for you to warm up going into the RMR, get some confidence. And he was like, yeah, it's great. I mean, his family are super proud of him. You know, he's suddenly going from just playing local tournaments to now traveling to Berlin and going to China. So
I also think it's crazy because the amount of teams from his region who made it to the RMR is impressive, right? We had Unity, obviously, the Czech team, but we also have like Eklot and I feel like one more that I'm just missing.
Well, Rebels come from a V4 region as well.
Sinners and Eklot and Rebels.
Yep.
Polish?
Yeah, they're a Polish squad, but they come from the V4 country. I mean, that's a tournament we used to have back in the day. We'd have the V4 festival, and we have the countries, you know, Bulgaria, and we had teams from Poland and Czech Republic and Slovakia. They were all playing these tournaments, and I think I was always pleasantly surprised by some of the teams that came out of that region, and you'll see a few of those names that we've seen over the years attending the RMR.
Oscar's so back, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 Czech teams all in the same group at the RMR is a bit of a death run, isn't it?
It's kind of how it goes,
but maybe one will
make
it.
Usually it's how it goes. tournaments, though. You see all these like Brazilian teams when they go to tournaments, they're always in the same group. Not RMRs, obviously, because it's Americans, but then you'll at a tournament, like an international event, it's always the North American teams having to cannibalize each other for a chance to move forward.
Well, if one guarantees a spot, then you know if it's Liquid Cold for the final game, you know someone's winning.
You know,
someone's winning.
Yeah, the Americans will have someone at least.
But I will say there's no guarantees in that RMR group. Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. RMR season, final RMR as well, Hugo. You gonna miss them?
No, I'll be there no matter what. But I will miss them. I will miss them.
But yeah, I think they're intense, but they're maybe a little bit too important. They were all. I felt like
I enjoyed the stories, but I understand why people don't like the idea that the RMR is almost more important than the major because the stick is RMR. But they're always good fun. Seeing the emotions that the players have from qualifying to a major is pretty awesome feeling.
Yeah, you know, if you're gonna set off the champagne and the hotel carpets, that's always great. You know.
Who is that? Any names?
Yeah, there's a few people.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A collection of individuals.
I'm sure that's a long list.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Celebrate away.
No, just tech issue. I don't have information. Do you have information?
I do have information. I think just config issue with the server config. So we're double checking stuff. We got our admins on the scene right now.
Sweet. So hopefully not too long before that. And Nerds, obviously, he seems to be trying to get involved and figure it out as he looks down the line. Maybe he's got the idea. Maybe he's got the solution.
The vibes do feel really good in Heroic, and I'm not just talking about because they're 8-3 up. Just in general, the last few events, these guys seem like they're getting on. Got great form out of the Danes. Nerds putting up a masterclass. Dexter finally back in this team.
Yeah,
a lot of reasons to actually enjoy the Heroic honeymoon.
I can tell you for a fact, though, when I was in Rio, I did the lobby at 8 a.m. on a media day, and that's always a great litmus test to see how everybody's feeling. You know, usually at 8 a.m. no one's happy, right?
No.
But Heroic were still happy.
Really?
Great spirits, great vibes, made it very easy. So I was like, yeah, they're in a good mood, and that's very exciting.
We'll take that.
The 8 a.m. test for gamers, that's generally the test.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a late night gamer, though, Hugo.
I've been known to stay up.
Yeah. Well, it's, I feel like the longer you go, oh, never mind. The tech is over.
Hold the thought.
We'll maybe bring that back up.
We're back in Berlin.
Last round of this half, Hugo.
And no breaks at halftime as well. There's no energy suck. We're going straight into the second after this final round. So let's see what Heroic have got on the T side. They've had an explosive showing so far.
Yeah, not looking great for OG's purchase here in the last round of the half. Not going to lie, we've got a deagle for Fiku, but he can't be very sharp with that. One premium rifle in the hands of Buzz. Mikey dodging that flashbang. Buzz in front of him. Moto out in behind the car, so a stack towards B earlier from OG.
Something different. Just gambling. And the lurk smoke comes in. It's going to instill a bit of fear for OG. You've seen Tessa's pop through this before, but he's rerouting for now. Heroic establishing mid-control. The scout is no threat right now. That's one nice way to molly close doors. I like that.
That's cool.
Never seen that.
The glass bottle doesn't smash.
No.
Minute left. Short taken by Heroic. Now there's an obvious weakness right now. It's that A-bomb site. You've got Chris in there with an MP9 alone.
Not the gun for the job, you could argue.
No. And then you've got Fiku at range with a deagle. So
that is a gun.
A looks pretty rough right now, Hugo. I'm not going to lie.
Poor OG, they've been losing B most of the half. They gamble it, and now Heroic looking to hit this site, but the block utility will buy a few more seconds. To be honest, 35 when that went down.
Can it make them go back?
They kind of have to go through this and the final end. Maybe they could break it. They have an HE. But it's all the way back at long. This is Heroic's bluff getting called.
Now Chrism moves closer towards short.
This is going to go so wrong.
Oh, this could go.
They're doubting it. Look at the bomb. It's like being thrown around. Guys, there's 15 seconds. There's 15 seconds, Heroic.
Someone look at the time.
Look at the time.
Oh my God, they're dropping down. Chrism dies to kick Sam.
Into
now
the
they're going into the B-bomb site. There's 3 players in here. There's not enough time. They have to start planting now.
And they got it.
No, do they?
Got it.
Do they? No, no, they don't. They ran out of time. Seconds gone, and that was one hell of an exciting finish in the first half. They missed out on the time.
You'll take the round, OG. You'll take that round. You don't know how you won it, but you did. Just a few seconds. Nuts.
It was the genius stack at the B-bomb.
Yeah, of course. Nuts threw the bomb back to Xbox like blood. You've got to plant it. I know you want the kills, but someone's got to go. That's, yeah.
I mean,
I really thought they had that, man.
No, they went to 3. It went to 3 seconds. Just they started planning. Look, this is it. The last lead.
Yeah. My mistake.
Unfortunate.
Damn, look at that scoreboard though. Halftime count for Nerds is 18-5. I think we should remove those 3 kills from that round because they're non-impact, right?
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I think
15 and 5.
How brutal it was to finish that half. Yeah, I think so.
We're back in, folks, like we said. No breaks on this train here at Thunderpick. And it's Heroic, who are 8-4.
I gotta see just an elevation in firepower from OG's T side coming into the second half, right? You need to start seeing Moto get involved a little bit more here. Cruisin had a tough half too. But everyone just needs to step up if there's gonna be an opportunity to get back into this. Needs to say a pistol round. Yeah, it's going to push Heroic closer and closer to a dominant victory on the opening map of this best of 3. Fiku charging out mid. He's got the molly in behind him. He's the utility carrier, clearing out the lower tunnel, allowing his teammates to feel comfortable. But that long push from Shush has worked. Oh my god, he got a second.
Why would he do that?
Oh,
That's
wow.
Absolutely maddening from Shush, rushing long and doubling up.
If you're Mikey, you're just like, why?
I'd be mad. And now Shush, he's right behind enemy lines. They try and move forward instead, but that bomb could still be cut down by Shush in the back. Third headshot coming in from the Dane, trying to finish the job. Buzz will stop him in his tracks. And we have a round, maybe.
What a ridiculous round from Shush. That is just so wild. He pushes out a long, he gets at 3K. Now has thrown a little bit of a curveball for the OG players to deal with. Well, they're going to take their time because they have plenty of it. We're still at 55 seconds left in this round. Bomb in their possession. Going to leave the defense of Heroic guessing. And they go to the B bomb site. That is the more favorable site now for this OG attack. There's only one defender here for Heroic. It's Tesses, a sharp pistol player. No util here for either of the OG players. That's a good angle as well, Hugo.
Just grabbing one if they contact as well. Oh, but the jump is big. He's going to put the smoke down, just try and buy as much time as he can inside of it. As his team come in, Buzz picks another player out. No way they're turning this round on its head. 3 kills from Buzz. The bomb getting stuck, and now Nerds has got to do what he does best.
Well, these kills will certainly count as he comes through the double doors. Buzz on the right side. 2 players, 2 targets, and too much for Nerds to handle.
Sick round, considering how it starts. Shush swinging through long, getting 3 kills, and they still recover it in the B side.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, it did look like Tesses was going to get one, hide behind the box, but you know, when he misses that first shot, he's just trying to delay long enough for his teammates to come back in, but really solid work to get back into that. All right, that's the first step. There's a long road back into this, but it all starts with the first step, Hugo. Another tech issue here, unfortunately.
Cheeky little 2v4 to get OG back in this game, I think. T side, whether these young, inexperienced players hopefully get to flex a little bit more, make their own moves, play spawns.
Yeah, that's the unique thing about Dust too, isn't it? You're still playing spawns.
Yeah, I was never a big fan. I actually like the Valve,
The set spawns?
the set spawns. I actually enjoy that. I think it's, less randomness. I think is a good thing.
Yeah, I think it is kind of inconsistent to have, Dust 2 as
I
the
feel
map
like
with random spawns.
You'll have a whole game where it's like, bro, I'm just waiting for a long spawn, and then the round you need the B spawn because you're on anti, you get the long spawn or whatever, vice versa. Really, it's always just the wrong round. You have the long spawn.
Yeah. As you set smokes become difficult too. Not that you're going to use too many of them on Dust 2.
We've seen a couple of instances for mid doors and for long corner. I think the long corner one makes a lot of sense. Don't see the Xbox smoke anymore though. That's dead now.
Yeah.
And for the best, because it kind of covers into lower.
Dead now, of course.
It even lets a CT swing through doors and go lower if you throw a bad Xbox smoke. So that's why we see the
announcement
mid-door
to everyone
smoke.
at home: stop throwing the Xbox smoke. Is what you're saying, Hugo?
Yeah, please stop. It's not good anymore, guys. Smokes are different now. Get them in the doors.
Yeah, stop using your CSGO lineups.
True. Different game.
Yeah, that was interesting. I actually listened to an interview with Zonic, who was talking about when Simple came in. He's still very vocal. He loves to give a lot of ideas. In this specific tournament earlier on in the online stage, he was sitting in practice and he would say, we used to do these smokes in Navi, etc., trying to have some impact. And Zonic would say, yeah, we used to do that in Vitality, but we know it doesn't work anymore because the way CS2 has just changed how the utility meta is in play.
Do you know what maps he was talking about?
I think Anubis was one of them.
Okay.
One of the maps that was mentioned there, but it was interesting to hear that conversation going down and just saying, yeah, those are phased out completely. We don't do that anymore. So a little bit of catch up needed to get them on the same page.
Get the reps.
Not the only game we have today, though, Hugo, is it? We've got more Counter-Strike action coming our way.
Oh, it's going to be a banger, right? We have 3D Max v the Mongols, which is turning into quite the head-to-head. We've had that a few times come through in the last few months.
He's got a lot of beers. I like that. That's some skills carrying.
Sharing
beers.
them or all for him? That's a question.
I would respect if it was all for him, I'll tell you. Double fist in, 2 in 1 hand. Yeah. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Bring us a couple while you're at it.
And just throw them over here.
But Mongols 3D Max is definitely exciting for just the reasons I said, right? This constant head-to-head we've had from between these teams. We've had them in grand finals together. We had, you know, a grudge match. The 3D Max won at EPL. The Mongols are, you know, in the same tournament, won, eliminated them. So there's some history there.
It's an unexpected rivalry.
Yeah, true. The Mongolians.
It's an organic rivalry. You know, we try and manufacture some rivalries,
sure,
with storylines, history of players, but this is one that no one's seen coming, no one asked for, but we just got.
And funnily enough, 3D Max are winning it right now.
Yeah, and that is not expected, really.
No, but like we mentioned earlier when we talked about Mongols, this is a team that's actually choked a few kind of important games. They've actually put up some fantastic results, beat some seriously good teams, destroyed Spirit earlier in Cologne, and still, when it gets to that final spot for playoffs, I feel like they just choke it.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams like that. I think Paint Gaming fall into that same category, for example. But for 3D Max, they had their greatest opportunity this year after their win at Sky Sports Masters in India. They got a last-minute invite to come to IEM Cologne, and they just weren't prepared. They had some time off after their event win, and they just didn't come into that event prepared. And we didn't get to see the 3D Max we were expecting to see at that event. Now, they did start to pick up the results as the season went on. And I imagine as we round things out, there could be a deadly team to just consider going into next year as well. So I'm excited about that. I think it's a cool team.
The rise of French CS once again, definitely some names to look out for there, and a clean run through the groups online here at Thunderpick, even beating Simple in his debut back to CS2.
Sure. Yeah, that's something.
Beating Falcons.
Everyone does it. Yeah, I also beat OG. So, you know, who are we expecting to get into the final? I actually think 3D Max is going to beat Mongols.
I think there's a really good chance for 3D Max to win.
I think it's going to be a 3D Max heroic final. That's what I'm feeling that looking at the team.
You're not rating the Mongols right now. You don't think they want to get the big bucks?
Of course they do. I just don't think they will.
Okay.
I think even at LEIA, you know, you have high expectations from them coming into that tournament, and they didn't live up to it. You know, I think there's been a lot of moments for the Mongol. Even in Sky Sports Masters, they should have beat 3D Max in that final. They came in better form.
They got owned.
They had a lot more Tier 1 experience recently. Like, this is a team that definitely should have won the championship there. Got their second title of 2024. I think Mongols just have a problem sometimes when it comes to taking the next step.
Yeah. I want to see if that veto is going to be different as well, because the 3 series they've played, Ancient Anubis, Ancient Anubis, Ancient Anubis.
Yeah, and I mean, the point that you brought up about 3D Max making it to the next level and choking some games, Mongols certainly fall into that category. I remember back to Cologne, they had a chance to make it, to get past Saw in one of the qualifying games into the Lanxess Arena, and they messed up. They messed up big time and choked it away despite having opportunities. So that is the reason why I don't think Mongols are going to be able to do it here.
I like it. You have backed it up. I'll allow it. We'll have to see that later. That'll be coming up. Fixed schedule in a few hours' time. First, we've got to see if Heroic can finish off their map pick. That's where we are right now. Dust 2 after OG win the pistol, putting us 8-5. OG with the shots, and hopefully we're getting back in soon.
Yeah, I've been to this venue at Level Global a couple of times, Hugo, over the years. It's always been a sick, consistently good venue to come to for multiple different things. I've casted games like Trackmania and the exact seat I'm sitting in right now.
Trackmania.
That's why I didn't even ask you, you know, which seat do you want to sit in, because this is my seat. This is my seat, all right?
Oh, that's cute.
You know, I'm very happy to finally come here and cast Counter-Strike, because this is the game. This is the one.
I've heard that.
Yeah, and I'm glad we've got a big event here. It's great. You should also try a cheeseburger upstairs. They're pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, I would recommend it.
All right. What do you like from the bar?
Water, you know, healthy, Hugo, and, you know, a few other things.
I've heard of it.
All right, Nerds, a general indicator about how close we are to getting into the game is just by looking at Nerds, isn't it? It's like, is he just lounging back on the chair with no headset on? Well, we're probably not going to start the game anytime soon.
I'm guessing the dome is soundproof. I presume it is.
You would, yes.
Just full chilling.
Yeah. Maybe we can do some recent news, Hugo. We'll check
recent news.
Yeah, let's see what's going on in the world of Counter-Strike. It's always fun. What's your favorite story we've had recently? Is there anything
Simple to Falcons.
That's your favorite. That's tickling your fancy.
Pretty good story. I mean, it was my favorite until they played their games.
I think. What did you make of it though? I think Simple didn't perform terribly.
There
was, like, signs of life,
No,
wasn't
it
it?
showed that I think there's still, it's still simple, man. The question is like, to me, the question is, does he want to be the best? And if he does, I think he could be up there, but obviously he needs more reps. Like, this is a very different game, so definitely needs the reps. But it showed, we saw signs of life from him. We saw rounds from him. It felt like watching Simple in like old Na'Vi, right? When, you know, it's just Simple v the world.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a future for Counter-Strike going in next year. Everything's going to change, and I think that's exciting because I think we can kind of hypothesize and try and predict what is going to happen next year. But we don't actually know, and that's really cool. We're going to see some stories that maybe we don't know about, and some players, some new players. You know, we've just seen Mikey today, for example. Who's the next Mikey? He's ready to go according to the crowd. So I'm like,
he's the guy. He's at, we mentioned him. 9 lands registered for Mikey, and most of them first place or second place, all in Prague.
It was ready. It was ready. He was ready to take the next step, is what you're telling me, Hugo.
Yeah, I think there's a reason OG grabbed him for as a stand-in for a few games, and for this LAN as well. And I guess this is kind of his trial, right? Like, even though he's in a regional team, if he does well here, if they made a run, or OG rather, might consider buying him, and boom, onto bigger and arguably better things. But right now, Heroic making a compelling case.
Only 9 days until the Asia RMR starts, so that's exciting. I think Mongols, obviously, they've got to fly back pretty quickly to get ready for that. But we maybe talked about them potential favorites for this event. Some people would say that, but certainly they will be favorites of that Asian RMR, and they're going to be focused up on getting through that. I mean, this is a team that set a goal last major to try and get another spot for Asia. They went out there and they got the job done. So I think it's an exciting squad there going into 9 days away, getting into the major circuit.
What kind of shocked me was some of the teams actually didn't make it even to this LAN, right? Because, yeah, sure, you have Falcons, which was interesting, but didn't have the track record to prove they could make it. But even Cloud9, this new Cloud9 roster that fell a bit short, Fnatic, who made it to the play-in matches and got defeated by Heroic with 2 close games. I think there were some disappointing results. I think Cloud9 especially, I would have liked to see them here. I thought that team would be more than the sum of their parts.
We never really get to see Cloud9, do we? Like, big organization, obviously, very familiar with some of the players in the squad, and don't get to see them all that often.
Especially with how good their qualifier run was to Thunderpick World Championship groups.
Yeah, there'd be some decent teams in there. Gamer Legion, Bet Boom. There was a couple of squads in there that they were able to beat heading into it. I think NIP is a team that's just... I don't know where they are, Hugo. That's a problem. They didn't even make it to like the playoff stage of the LEIA Masters, or didn't go too far here either with their chances at Thunderpick. So
it's only been signs of life, but no actual life, right? Like we think there's life
like
there.
Slightly it's like planets.
This planet might have bacteria on it. And we get there, it's like no, actually, it's just
Blair needs to see the imperial evidence. You know, he needs the
empirical evidence.
Empirical evidence, yes. The Imperials.
The evidence of Imperial was defeated by Mongols actually in the play-in.
Yeah, he wants to see that right in front of him. So maybe we can get that.
Something's happening.
Well, headsets are still coming on and off, so. I'd say around 2 minutes. That's my
That's
estimate.
A guess based on nothing?
It's not. It's not.
Oh,
it's not a guess.
You didn't make it up.
I did not make it up.
Okay, folks,
I wouldn't do that.
Should be getting back in just a moment.
Yeah, I'll give you that little insight that I've got voices in my head.
Voices in your head.
And sometimes you got to listen to the voices in your head. Sometimes you shouldn't. Sometimes you should.
Sometimes, yeah, you make that at your own discretion, depending on what they're saying.
This is not advice. This
is not medical advice.
I am not an advisor of any way, shape, or form.
Well, quick recap, folks. We got Dust 2, we got Ancient, possibly in this series. We even have a third map, and that will be Anubis.
Do you think we need that?
Let's see how this goes. Let's see if the OG can convert, because last we saw Heroic 8-4 on the T side of Dust 2. OG won a pistol. Let's see if they can make this map interesting, or if Heroic will just sweep it under the fridge.
Under the fridge?
Yeah, just get rid of it.
Not under the rug.
Ice, no, under the fridge.
Straight under the fridge.
If ice falls out of your ice tray, just kick it under the fridge, and it will melt. It won't be your problem.
Ice is fine, sure, but anything else, anything more smelly, anything that decomposes, you don't want to put that under your fridge. I'll tell you that, Hugo.
Okay, don't hide the bodies under the fridge. That's the
Well, that was
advisor
not
speaking.
that you brought that up.
I don't know. Maybe they'll stay pretty cold back there.
Yeah, true. Actually, there's a couple of stories of stuff, horror stories like that. You know.
I know the one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Don't want to get stuck behind a fridge. Tell you that. An empty chair, unfortunately. You know, you never like to see an empty chair.
You want to go fill in?
I'd love to. But I feel like you're in better form, and you know, you'd be fine there. Hugo, I'll send you in.
I've been playing a lot of CS. Pretty fun game. It's
Pretty fun game, yeah.
People are dooming.
One of your favorites, would you say?
I would say my favorite. People are dooming on CS2 pretty hard right now, but I actually think it's getting better very quickly. And
What's your favorite thing that's improved so far? What do you think we're taking the strides
I just
towards?
like the Valve. Firstly, I think obviously just the hit reg and the way this game feels. You know, the bullets connecting. It's not as good as Go yet, but I think it's getting there. And if you can compare 6 months ago to now, I think it's very clearly a better game. Also, I think Valve this week have patched a lot of small things the last couple of weeks. A lot of small things. Also in that armory update, they had some good changes. Obviously, the biggest issue right now is performance. That certainly feels like a problem on lower end spec PCs, but I think a lot of the bugs are getting fixed. I think the feel of the game, right, the eye test, if you call it that, of you know, hit reg.
We've also got charms now, Hugo. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to talk about that.
How many charms have you got,
I
Hugo?
have 0 charms. I'm a charmless gamer. I'm not charmed at the idea of charms, but hey, if Valve want to print more money, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's your prerogative.
Yeah, that's true. Well, looks like everybody's back in the dome. And that's what we like to see. Looking to round out Dust 2. Opening map here of the Thunderpick World Championships. The 2024 finals here live from Berlin. We're just a few moments from getting back into the action. I mean, Dust 2 it's been a pretty decent map so far. Obviously, more so for Heroic than OG have had a few moments, and they've just won a pistol round that we were hoping would sort of spark some life back into them. But I would say an extended tech issue like this slows that down, right? It maybe takes this thing out of the game. Oh, we're right back into it.
We're back, Berlin.
Finally, here we go. Scout for Dexter, M4 for Nerds, 5-7s for the rest of Heroic. They have decided to go for a force buy after losing this pistol round, and this is a pretty deadly force buy, Hugo.
Dude, getting Nerds on an M4 in round 2. Suddenly my eyes are attuned to Heroic. Let's see what they can do. Gamble on the long side. OG getting some util in. The nade stack comes through and Moto backs out. You've got to rotate pretty quick if you're Heroic. You can't just sit here for long right now. You just revealed your trump card. You've shown the nade stack. Got to rotate round. And they'll meet OG in the middle.
Crescent, he's got short control already. Hasn't rounded the corner just yet. Shoosh and Kicksan had a setup in mind, but that has been ruined by utility. They must disrupt that and change the setup that they had in mind. But Nerds around the side of the doors. When does he decide to activate? When does he become an important piece here for Heroic?
Looks like he'll just have to be playing flank and going in on that retake. Means we need to see some kills from Heroic in the site. Nerds is already playing though. He started to move in on this backline. OG climbing up short, that's a bomb, but he reveals his position with no kill for it. Bomb gets passed over. Good move from Crism, but he still falls.
Yeah, Tessus ready to go. 5-7.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. 5-7 comes in on the double, and now Nerds around the backside. It falls apart in the blink of an eye. And the eyes of OG shut. As Heroic bounce back with a force buy win.
What a recovery. I mean, they knew it was coming in. The map was too quiet, but Nerds doesn't even get the kill immediately, and still it doesn't matter because Tessus lines up 2 headshots with the 5-7. That gun is potent. Wow. That's one way to rob a round and maybe the game with it. OG down to no loss bonus. And Rogue just 4 rounds away from taking their pick here. Ooh.
That's sick.
Dex is on it, Nerds is on it, 20 and 6 on the latter.
Well, Deagles and a Tech 9.
He's earned the ecos, I say.
He has, certainly has. Nerds through mid, gets one on Mikey. Dexter's turn. Push up through short. Worried about lower tunnels. Doesn't want to overextend and lose his life, so he'll just drop back after that. And Heroic readjusting, so they're going to leave A side of things and go back over towards B at the moment. Currently only one player there right now for Heroic. It is Shush over on B.
Nerds is moving in at just the right time. That's a great shot. Nerds has got to do it alone, and I think he's good for the job. 3 kills in the round. Nerds looking to ace it. 4-drop, bomb gone. Nerds has taken every single one. They're just feeding him through the smoke.
He's unplayable. He is completely unplayable today. That is his 25th kill. He is just looking like an animal in the server, and he's had some 6 shots in the first half, pivotal rounds being won by him, and now the second half underway as well. And Nerds, you just seen them all coming out of the tunnels. You've had a feeling he was just going to line up everyone.
Every single one.
25 and 6. No wonder he looks so relaxed in there.
Yeah, dude, he's chilling.
Now they're on Glocks. He's sending them back to the Stone Age.
We don't lose to Glocks. Not around here.
No, you said he earned those kills.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely earned them.
He really earned them. All alone. Get a bomb plant there, get a couple of guns. That B site can be difficult to break back in. OG just have to wait this smoke in upper and hope for the best. And Heroic just, again, taking control of the map. They've got long, they've got mid. They're even peering lower. If anything, I'd send a second player towards B, because Shush knows that they are just grouped in the tunnel right now. So in comes Nerds, hungry for more.
Yeah, you gotta feel like you want to do something with these Glocks, but you know it's gonna be an almost impossible task to get anything out of this. So just biding their time. And eventually gonna go into short where Dexter's gonna load up the AK.
Oh, timing.
Oh yeah, could get a little bit awkward, but he has utility. He drops off, and they're gonna have to run through the fire, taking some damage as they glow. Okay, here we go. The Glocks get one. A second kill coming in from Moto.
Careful.
And now they're looking for a bomb plant. So that's a huge result coming out of Heroic.
Close.
Close to denying, but not to be. And that's not bad. You get, sorry, rather OG. They get a bomb plant and a couple of kills on Glocks, Hugo. That really isn't an expected result.
Yeah, decent round, but it's not going to make the difference. They have to prove it with the gun rounds now.
Yeah.
It's going to give them the opportunity, nothing more. And right now, Heroic are the ones seizing every single chance. 11-5. So here we go.
Dexter gets on the all-pure second half as well. See how this CTO comes into play. Moto's sort of only chance remaining inside of this game to get involved with the AWP on Dust 2.
Hasn't felt like any impact has come from the OG AWP in this game so far. They haven't had it a lot of times, but the couple of
Even when they did it,
no picks, no openers. Now's the chance on the T side to try and find a 5v4. OG need it desperately. And they are just camping out right now, pitching a tent. Lots of util being thrown in long by Heroic. They're playing close.
Well, Tess at the ready. He looks to mow them down as they go right into him. Tess topples two. He's got a chance for more damage, but sticks around, and his greed will cost him his life as Kristen's able to line them up. Now Dexter waiting. Missed shot, and he was so committed into the open. Dude, he hits the hard one earlier today, and he should have got that one.
That looked dead on, but just a micro over adjustment.
Yeah.
Break on the smoke is perfect. Moto, now's the time. Gets that kill on Kicks, and there's a big flank. It's too far away. It's all up to Nerds.
Oh, well, Nerds goes out again. Another kill. He'll fall back into the safety of the smoke. He's worried about short, but both the remaining players are coming in from long side. And Nerds, he's burning. He's still so worried about short, but eventually forced into the open, and Moto will take him out, leaving Shush in a 1v2. Now Moto's got the read. Moto's got the angle, and finally, Moto has impact.
Yeah, we just said, right, has done nothing this game, but he just wins him that round. 3 kills on the AWP. A huge pick onto Nerds as well, who chooses to back up. But I feel like if Nerds re-aggresses, he's making a smart play. I think if he just goes for it, he probably gets more kills there.
He definitely gets the info the last 2 players in that position.
True. That molly ended his whole round. They call the tick, and Moto holds over the smoke. So, OG, a must-win round. They all are at this point.
If they want to win in regulation, gotta win every round left.
Ooh,
a little bit of the head.
Yep. Oh, no, he fell.
Oh, God, no. But Mikey's got the info at least, but not really in a position to fight for it in the end.
Pet peeve from me, if you're at the bottom of a boost and you're not covering something like that, you should be looking up, you should be walking with your teammate. Viku should be trying to assist him so Moto can swing, so he can go look for that kill. There's nothing else to hold in that position.
Yeah, mechanical fumble. Could have got the opening kill there for OG.
Bit of a gap in the smoke is scary, but no orb bearing down upon it. Dexter's peeling back into the site.
Giving a lot of space over to OG here with this heroic setup. And re-smoke out mid doors, but that's from over towards A, so smoke's going in now over towards the B ramp on the side of OG. CT smoke coming in as well for the cross. The bomb stays focused on short with 40 seconds left, but look at this play from Tessis. Round long, flanking around the backside. They read it. VIVO gets back to it, and now the problem starts to arise for Heroic. They've lost a member.
Wow.
Time's ticking. 30 seconds left.
Crazy just walks through the mid to B smoke and shoots kicks in the back of the head. OG pick up the pace. Only Dexter from the long side. They chase him down. Cover for one, but Buzz gets the trade, putting OG in the advantage as the bomb gets planted.
And Shush and Nerds want nothing to do with this. They have no money left, so save call immediately called, and they're going to back off to safety. OG with another round victory. Thank goodness VIVO looked around the back for that flank and long. That could have been the first problem.
Yeah, just running, right? He got out long doors. You feel like once you're out long doors on that push for Tessa, there's no one holding you, because they'd be back in T-spawn, they'd be, you know, they'd have an off angle, you'd be dead. So he just wants to run to flank the cat play. We've seen Heroic hit some nice timings on flanks on the CT side already, but VIVO aware. And OG right there with another round. 2 in a row on the T side, trying to build into this matchup.
Already better, it feels like, here in the second half. They never had Heroic's money on the ropes in the first half at any point, just because of how strong the start of the first half was for Heroic. It was always a problem for OG, trying to finally get an easier round in front of them, trying to force them down some weaker weapons. They at least have that opportunity here in the second half. Heroic's resources are thin. In fact, it is USPs on 2 players, a P250 here for Dexter, 2 rifles saved over for the Heroic members, so gotta see something magical from Nerds and Shush, and that is certainly a magical start as Nerds charges up short. He's at top mid already. He's got the opening. And Moto, this could be so dangerous.
Oh, wait, whoa, USPs, P250s, everything just destroys OG in the blink of an eye. A 5-on-4 to a 5-on-0.
Where the hell did that come from, Hugo? Like, that just happened out of nowhere.
OG even threw the molly on short to stop that. Nerds ran through the Molotov to push top mid. He took 50 damage.
That's got to be Dust 2 now. That was their chance.
Yeah.
You can't get melted like that by P250, 2 SPs, and 2 rifles.
Think about how methodical Heroic were in taking that lower control right in the first half. They used 2 flashes almost every time they got punished. The one time they didn't do it by the orb. That round, OG just hit. Oh, they're top mid. I need to help my team. They run through lower. They get caught by close pistols. And Heroic 12-7 now, winning an eco at this point in the game when it felt like OG were just waking up, back to bed.
Yeah, knocked out. Galil's on 2, Tech 9 here for Crizzen. The 2 AK-47s in the hands of Mikey and Buzz to try and rally OG back into this, but it does feel like their opportunity ended in the last.
Desperate long pop. There's no molly in though. Tessus gets a spot with a jump. That's nice. Abe will actually slow him down. Buys him a few seconds, but he can't escape with the flashes in his face. Nerds has done it again.
And Nerds pushing up through top middle. That's a little peer around the back, but OG have already got out long. They've already got all this space they want to work with, and they have one option. It's commit into this A-bomb site with a cross smoke. Kixan's going to try and disrupt it. Utility coming in.
No way.
And he doesn't go through that smoke. I was thinking for a second, it looked like he's about to, but decides not to yet. And they're going to use utility instead. Shush is going to climb up on the stack. Flash being sent into the sky. Trying to catch Mikey blinded, but Mikey spots the head of Shush, not given the opportunity to take him out. And finally that bomb plant coming in, but the fire heating things up, and Crizzen just about gets away. And here comes Shush around the bottom of the ramp. It's VIVO to fall, second chance, can't stop Buzz. And Kixan's still waiting at the elevator. He needs to elevate his team back into this round if they want to close it out here and now, and he can't do it. Too many angles, too many targets, and OG not dead yet.
Buzz with another phenomenal round. He's put up some very important trade kills in this game so far. Saved a couple of rounds in that first half as well for OG's small collection. And covers massively there from the long side. was a bit of a frantic round for Heroic, just trying to throw everything and the kitchen sink right at OG on that bomb plant.
I can't believe Dexter actually gets a kill on that play. Runs to the edge of the smoke, gets one, obviously getting traded, but...
Heroic are feeling like they can get away with a lot right now. And maybe that's overconfidence. We'll see if it comes back to punish.
At least they aren't reset back down to a low buy, right? Because they won with so... Yeah, exactly. So they have a buy again. Still an opportunity to close it out now.
OG using their timeouts, chatting to Lambert. That's their final one expired. And they realize, yeah, okay, we may have lost against the Eco, we may have thrown away an important round, but we've still been given an opportunity to fight for overtime. 4 rounds, the difference. On the T side of Dust 2, there are worse places to be. So catch your breath. This game does not have to be over yet.
Well, Heroic could force the finish. 3 players starting long here for Heroic CT side. Drops to 2 after that supporting utility is finished with. We'll see Dexter go back and occupy himself at short. And one from Heroic looking to offer up the AWPer, an opening fight in mid. It does give space to OG.
It'll be Heroic's AWP that will strike first in this round.
Or at least have the chance to.
Oh, Molly.
Yeah, Molly will force Dexter to reposition further back onto the A ramp. Nert's now drifting out to try and address a possible push through that mid-smoke. He just wants to clear that cubby, make sure no one's in there. We've seen Nert's making use of that play in the first half. He just makes sure they're not making use of it at all. And he takes the head off. Bites, oh, close to the second kill. Needs to get away himself. And good damage.
Prison won't chase that, far too low to do so, but the smoke comes out, he's walking right through, kicks and turns, back in time. That's an awkward move. It's left OG down in the dumps, 3 on 5 with 30 seconds on the clock. Oh. This might be the end of Dust 2.
Yeah, looks like it. Another shot landed from Dexter, not enough to bring him down. So Tessis finishes off the job. Now it's Moto and Fiku as Heroic look to force the finish here on Dust 2. It has been so much firepower on display from Heroic. A fantastic opening map here on Dust 2. Their Dust 2's looking solid. You can see why they want to pick it.
Yeah, almost taking down Na'Vi as well back in Rio, and now just absolutely shredding OG, especially in that first half. Nerds with a monster game, man. 30 and 8 on Nerds. Absolutely insane performance as an individual. And we had, you know, plenty of players to follow up for Heroic there. So they got to be feeling good, taking their map pick. Watch out, folks. Dexter's going to slap you if you offer your hand.
It is kind of crazy, you know. It's a very brave crowd we've got here putting their hands out for a Dexter slap. And obviously great reasons to have a few slaps going on inside of that camp at the moment. OG, not a performance they would have been too happy about. We have more to talk about, though, and that's going to be done on the desk.
Go. You want a desk segment? Well, we'll give you one. We'll give you one right now. What did take a little bit of a time. Yeah, sorry, that was a little aggressive. We didn't have to do that.
Dexter
It's all the
impression.
Dexter.
Yeah, it really is. I'm just trying to channel that just a little bit, or Nerts for that matter.
Yeah.
In that map, Nerts is all over the place, and for OG, a little bit of a continuation of what we kind of expected, albeit it did take a while to get to that final result.
Yeah, look, that first half was, in all honesty, Heroic just playing brilliant T-side, right? The first 5 rounds, sorry, the first 4 rounds, I think OG had 5 kills, allowing Heroic to build up a pretty substantial economy right there. And even a couple of rounds that OG were able to win, where some Heroics from Mikey, the final round of the first half comes to mind, where Heroic forgot the clock right there. But I just love the aggression they were showing towards mid, right towards B tunnels area, the lurk smoke and whatnot. Early on, every single round in the T-side from Heroic, burning the utility from the side of OG. So when it comes to the final few seconds of the round, OG just scrambling, you know, trying to go for a gamble stack, just trying to go for a retake before, you know, panic play, so to speak, from the side of OG. So Heroic, in all honesty, they won that map in the first half itself.
You can also tell that Heroic played with a ton of confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Overconfident at times.
little bit at the end.
I think it's safe to say as well, but, you know, they really felt like they were a big favorite and they played like it, and that's unfortunately the worst case scenario for a team like OG, when the opponent is playing the disrespectful Counter-Strike, over-peaking you, all of that stuff. If you're not able to punish it, you don't even get to play your own game.
For sure.
Which is not fun. Well, if you're not getting to play your own game, if you're always finding yourself to become reactive rather than proactive and try to take the game in your own hands, I don't know. Tell me.
There was a round in the first half where OG, like, all right, we got to be aggressive in your faces, right? They run on in, but here's the thing. they went for the aggression. There was no real plan. There was no backup plan behind that, and Heroic handled it so easily. So it's not just about aggression. It's about thought out, controlled, pre-planned aggression, which OG didn't have, honestly.
Yeah, which OG didn't have. Yanko, you going to do some doodling for us?
Yeah, I thought this was a way for OG to get back into the game. You mentioned the 4-0 start for Heroic, right? OG wins the round. We go into round number 6 where, obviously those reset rounds are the most crucial ones. MR12, they matter a lot. So you can see here in the situation, right, 1 minute left on the clock. Nerds is out mid. You look on the radar, right? It's a little bit of a strange positioning from the side of the OG players. There's no one at long, and 2 players are actually going down mid. So I'm not sure if this is them having some sort of a mid-round play against Heroic, really, or they just like to gamble a little bit. Let's play out the round, see what happens here for a little bit. As Nerds goes out, doesn't see anyone, but the key player is actually going to be towards that long area. I believe it is Shush. He's going to catch Moto here, who's off the angle, right? So what happens now? Shush, he starts applying some pressure towards long, but these 2 CT-sided players are actually going to go for the B gamble. Also, you can look towards where the C4 is for Heroic, and the rest of their players are towards B. Now, you look at the time in this round, still 44 seconds. This is a little bit lazy for Heroic here. This is some of that overconfidence where you've killed the op, you killed the guy on long. Why would you go B at this moment and go immediately? But that's what's going to be the call from Heroic. They're going to continue with that B pressure. You can see Fiku and Mikey already going to it. Now you've seen 2 more players, and the second B player is still alive. So this is where just fast retake, running in from the side of OG. It doesn't really make too much sense. Why are they all here? But they are, and you ran right into their trap.
And also the fact that they know Shush is there as a contingency, right? He's got long control, he has top mid control. You have an escape route available if you want towards short. So yeah, these small little overconfidence moments coming out from Heroic cost him a few rounds, I think made this game a little bit closer than it should have been, because otherwise I think they played a great game overall.
The problem is the OG guys in the rounds that they lost, even the ecos, they couldn't find any kills. So even after losing 2 gun rounds in a row for Heroic, they still have plenty of money to buy, so they would win the following round. So OG wasn't really able to get a couple of easy rounds in there, a couple of anti-ecos, and we talk about MR12 and pistol rounds and all of that. Sure, they win the second one, but they get reset immediately. So OG, without a good start, they're not going to be able to beat Heroic.
And it's also a little worrying as well, because you saw that kill, which I think was Shush getting the kill on the Moto there. We saw earlier as well Fiku getting caught with his pants down on the long position. This is a map
don't
they
want
play.
that.
We don't want that to happen again and again.
Keep your pants up.
Anyone getting caught with their pants down, in fact. But the thing is, there's so many sloppy moments there from OG where they're relinquishing some part of the map, and then when they want to go for that, regain that control back, there's no utility. You're not working together in tandem with your teammates. It's just solo plays coming in.
And I mean, Nerds.
Everywhere.
Trace.
Couldn't do wrong. Couldn't do wrong.
He came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
He was out of
And
gum,
he's out of
baby.
gum.
He's all out of gum.
All out of bubble gum. Speaking of which, for Nerds, you better hope that's not the case. I mean,
And also
this-
these are, sorry, but here as well,
Ow.
right? This is a man advantage situation. You need to be able to get that trade. So a lot, we see a couple of these key rounds where OG just missing just a little bit, really, to be able to gain some momentum.
And I'm hoping we get to see the highlight from Krizen coming through the window earlier on their CT side during a retake. He stood in
And
that
just burning alive
Molotov.
his own Molotov. Yeah,
burnt up.
That was, again, panic plays coming out from them. And a couple of retakes they did on the B bomb side from OG. It just all in. They're like, all right, guys, we're just going in. We're just going in dry. We did catch Heroic off guard a couple of times. But that's the only trick you have in your playbook. Then it's not sustainable. It's not going to win you a map.
You said the words I was looking for there, going in dry.
Yeah.
Now, we did just come off Dust 2. It's very dry on Dust 2.
Yes, indeed.
But it is the opposite here. We go to the next map of the series, a pick of OG on Ancient. And judging by
It's a
what
bit
we've
more
got
humid
already,
there, Trace.
From the desert into the jungle.
yeah, we're definitely going to the jungle. And in the jungle, are they going to be able to find
The
their way
mighty
out?
jungle.
Yeah, the lion sleeps tonight.
Who's
Just
the lion
kidding.
here?
Get the camera off me, please. Let's talk about Ancient. Let's talk about what they've got to show here on the map pick of their pick.
The map pick of their
Sorry,
pick.
there's a something speaking.
All right, look. What the last game I saw, I remember watching from OG playing on Ancient was that big game, right? The match which netted them a spot here in Berlin. They dismantled Big, completely just obliterated them. But again, it is Big, right? Sometimes they're good, sometimes maybe not so good. But that being said, I think it's their best map, in all honesty. And I think it's going to be a real test because, again, as we mentioned earlier on in the pregame segment, their Heroic are very comfortable on this map as well.
I think for OG, there's definitely going to be a lot to talk about outside for Lambert, the coach, right? I'm sure we saw on the server some of the moves and the retakes and the plays. I can imagine the comms were quite
Chaotic,
hectic
yeah.
as well and chaotic. So that sort of has to happen for OG with this iteration of the lineup, you know, in their first map on LAN, especially going up against Heroic. And now probably going to be like, okay, guys, it's over now, right? Can we try at least this map? Doesn't matter whether we win or lose, but can we
Play our game.
Yes,
Yeah.
play our game in the sense of have the poise, have the calmness, have some more patience, and show the world what we can do on Ancient.
Yeah, because it's like you said, it's over now. Well, it will be over soon, perhaps. Well, we'll find out.
Well, not really. Still the third place game tomorrow, even if they
Yeah,
lose.
that is true. I mean, I guess
Always
there's
a
some
silver
solace and consolation. You can't spell solace without. We're not going down that path. What we can do is check out what's going on. They said chaos. That's going on right downstairs. Duna, what do you see?
Well, I see a lot of people heading into the break, but we have something special for them. So I'm gonna check out the DJ desk actually right now. DJ Gunner, he's already ready to give us some cool music so that people can party a bit in the meanwhile and head into the break. So we're gonna be back after a few minutes, guys. Just stay tuned and yeah, just start. Give us your best songs.
4 is all it takes for Bessie. The storm towards the top of ramp in this round. Dexter is the hero.
The blind sprays a techno tagging Phelps though. All 3 players are low. The taps will be easy for the M4.
We had a few tech delays there in that first map, but that's okay. We got that map done. OG have taken an L in the first one of the semifinal series, this best of 3. And let me go ahead and just welcome you back now to the Thunderpick World Championships here. We're live in Berlin, I think it is what they call it here. Berlin, right, guys?
It is indeed Berlin, Trace. You got it right. You nailed it.
I had to think about that one for a second. Yeah, so we come into our second map. We come into an Ancient, an OG pick, one that might want you to feel or think a certain type of way about OG coming into a series and picking a map and playing against a team with it.
Yeah, you just wanted to settle a little bit more, Trace. You know, it was a little bit too chaotic for my taste on that first map. Understandable. Yet again, they're the massive underdog here, a very inexperienced team full of young players. But you want to have at least something to show in this best of 3. What you can deduce from Dust 2 is the fact that Heroic doesn't really respect you all that much. They're going to play with a lot of aggression, even on the CT side, right? So that's also something you can take into account when it comes to calling, when it comes to how you're going to play in the mid rounds. You can expect that, and if you're able to punish that aggression, perhaps you can put Heroic on the back foot.
And I think that's the, you hit the nail on the head right there. It's not about the map overall. Obviously, Ancient is a map that they've been grinding it out a lot. Ever since they beat Big just last week to qualify here, they played it like 5 times already, and some of the online events are playing right now. They have the reps on this map, but again, looking at Dust, the fact that so many players are making this individual plays, individual mistakes, not, you know, going through what I'm sure they have done in their boot camp, in their pracs, and on some of the online officials. They're making these small little mistakes, which they shouldn't be making, despite the fact that it's not your map pick, it's a Heroic's map pick. Even if Heroic are disrespecting you, answer back in your own way. Don't just, you know, panic play and hope that your teammates are going to get multi-kills, right? So if they're going to continue that same trend here on their map pick, I don't see this going to map number 3. But if they're able to, you know, just reset mentally and be like, guys, we've got to play what we've prepped for over here, maybe we might have a game in our hands here, at least on map 2.
Yanko, is there anything you can give me in terms of like maybe somewhere between just shy of an optimist and sort of an optometrist?
I think
What?
Go ahead.
I think it's just sort of the eye test, right? Can be a little bit better on this second map. Sometimes it can be deceiving, just like stats can be deceiving, but the combination of 2 is impenetrable.
Impenetrable. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and jump right back into this. That's right, we go into that second map of Ancient, OG, Heroic. It's a semifinal.
Yeah, it is, Trace. We're back Berlin with Heroic and OG. Heroic a map in the pocket already. And 150k bare minimum for the winner of this game. Not bloody bad if you ask me.
Yeah, that's quite a hefty chunk of change, Hugo. And here we go. B plate being set up at the moment for OG. Utility going in place. Defensive smoke deployed, but it doesn't look like it's arrived in time as they charge right through it. Oh, Ted says that's what we're talking about. Kixan stepping up alongside him with Dexter, and it's fallen to just Modo. Now, he had a Molotov because he thought that we were going to get a bomb plant, Hugo. That didn't happen.
Yeah, it would have been a great post-plant situation,
Yeah,
but
would have been.
got to get there to earn it. 4-man hold at the B site. Nerds just gets sidelined. It literally doesn't matter. Everyone is there to pick up the pieces. Bagging bodies. Modo, what you got? He had a round with the AWP at the end of Dust 2. I want to see if he can start this one off a little bit better, but a close molly is not going to do him any favors. Clears these positions, and Heroic smoke him off.
Yeah, so it gets even tougher now for Modo. He's stuck in the B lane with nowhere to go. It would take a monumental mistake from Heroic to allow him back into this. Well, let's see if he can get the job done. Kixan, he's the first target. Dexter just above him. And that should make it impossible for Modo to make magic happen here. He goes into the open, taken out by Kixan, and yeah, you don't want to be staring that down. So that is Heroic with the pistol victory here on Ancient.
Possible pre-aim as well. He's stuck between both players.
Yeah, he's like in the middle of them.
You know, you don't know where to aim. High, low, right in the middle.
Usually aim high.
True.
But
even Zontic started to. OG, they've got the track record on this map, right? Or at least they've got the experience. It's their most played map. It's their pick in the series. It's one they've had plenty of online games on to differing results against different teams. But yeah, so far they've just been outgunned in this series. Hasn't felt like even the cooling has made the biggest difference when OG had some good positions last map, but Nerds, Dexter, Tesses just outshot them.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments where we were setting up
a possibility for a multi-kill from a couple of the individuals from OG in the defense, and then they would just get immediately headshot. You're like, okay, well, fair enough. Not much you can do about that when Heroic's hitting that hard, but getting into the pocket here, OG, taking their time, settling into Ancient.
You're not getting anything here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Heroic ain't gonna go for a walk. They know what they're up against.
Tess has time to farm here.
Gotta make some money.
And they just re-smoked elbow, so actually Heroic can even help out from the mid side as well. Easy.
Yeah, that's the classic
Fame.
Nerds MP7.
He loves it.
He feels like the only player that I see use that weapon.
Simple used to a little bit, but back
Yeah.
and go. Yeah, Nerds is really good. I actually think it's a good gun. I think it's underrated. Obviously, the issue is with the MP. I think if the MP9 got a nerf in any capacity,
then
the
it would be
MP7 would be way more meta. But it's like for the money, the MP9 is really good. But MP7 has the range.
Dude, MP9s can be good in gun rounds. That's how good
true,
that SMG is.
Yeah. There's not many good arguments to not buy the MP9 at its price point.
You've made it your brand, though.
True, that is, yeah.
That was one of the arguments.
That's enough of an argument.
Well, OG attacking in towards this A bomb site. And we've got an AWP for Dexter ready to go out of the donut. Puts a hole in Moto. Spills his guts. And now Shush in the back of the site under so much pressure. He's overrun by Mikey, who goes again through the donut smoke. It's actually going to be Crizzen to finish off Nurse through that smoke itself. And Heroic are losing members, and they've lost the site.
Heroic not really on the same page there. Shush jumping through, which is fine. It's something Na'Vi love to do a lot on this site, but he had no support. Dex is smoked off. They don't call to go through that donut smoke. They want to play retaking the 5-on-4, but Shush just offers up a kill. So felt like Heroic hadn't really planned for him to make that play. And he gets kind of hung out to dry. Would love to see everyone or no one push the utility. Kixon trying to get an upgrade, make these players go down with the bomb. But OG looking to keep 4 alive, winning their first gun round far earlier in this map than the last.
Yeah, that's true. A poor start on Dust 2 ended up costing really a competitive half. Ended up giving them too much work to do in the second, and then when they had that round where they lost to the majority E-code players, that was the one that broke them. Well, you gotta make sure that Ancient is a completely different story here. And so far, at least a step in the right direction.
Heroic, of course, on a 5-map winning streak on Ancient.
What are some of the teams, though, Hugo, that
Na'Vi.
we've got? Yeah, that certainly helps.
Astralis.
Yeah, not pretty good.
Ents.
Yeah, and Legacy as well.
And VP.
Yeah. Not one of them is not like, well, 2 of them maybe. Not like the others, but, you know, we're just...
just one of them.
Just one? Just one.
Just one of them.
What do you think of VP's New Jersey, Hugo? You're a fashion connoisseur. What do you think of it?
Not a fashion connoisseur. I'd wear it to a Berlin nightclub. It's pretty dark.
You wouldn't be seen, I suppose. Yeah, it's very dark. That's kind of, that's it. That's all there really is to comment on about that.
I do like OG's jerseys. I think both these teams have good jerseys. Heroic, kind of the football-esque. I'm not a football guy myself.
Or KFC, yeah.
Quite, yeah, sure. Football or KFC as. And OG, I like the dragon kind of logo on it.
Yeah.
Or whatever the red thing is. It looks
See,
cool.
you are a fashion connoisseur, Hugo.
Yeah, man.
Don't sell yourself short.
They've got a dragon.
Yeah, got a dragon on their shirt. That's what we all like.
It looks like a dragon.
It's a bull, Hugo.
It's a bull.
Yeah, it's a bull.
My apologies. It looks cool though. I like it. Look.
Well, yeah, me too. Timeout take it here for a Heroic.
Yeah, get it done early.
Yeah. Don't know why, but yeah, they decided to go for one. Whether that, I don't know if it's how long this is going to go on for. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a technical variety.
No. Trust the producer.
Yeah, I trust.
We're back in. We're back in.
All right, but Crizzen's already taken some damage on board. He is low on 39. We see the positions taken from the T side already. They got mid control, they got the lane, and Tesses is looking to try and apply some pressure. And he's done very well to get one, but couldn't get away. So Piku had to trade that, and the pull is successful.
They could just set up a B execute right now if they wanted to. Let Mikey play a late lurk. The AWP pushes Dexter off, but he goes back for more.
50 seconds left in the round here. And OG about to peek into the AWP, but timing on that Molotov is perfect. Great utility usage.
Smoke down a cave is always a conundrum. Good wallbang, new wallbang, just dropped. Kixon down low.
Fresh wall banks.
Smoke cave is really hard to break through, so actually they peel and they go back to split middle. Nerds just stop jump spotting, went for the gamble, now just needs support.
Yeah, he's so good in these kind of situations though. Shush, so reliable, gets himself one, goes out into the open, couldn't get a second. Now Nerds makes his rotate over, and you thought that Nerds was guaranteed at least one kill, but he couldn't get it, couldn't lock it in. And they're still going for this. Heroic have eyes on this. Flash attacks towards Dexter, but with Mikey taking that kill into temple, Dexter can't get away despite wanting to. And that is a huge turnaround from OG as they go back towards A.
Shush's miss Molotov is the kicker there, right? It's not just Nerds rotating out. That Molly double bounces on the wall, lands to his right. That just blocks him in. They can chase him down. So instead of throwing it to their feet and then maybe swinging with it or just trying to buy a few seconds for Nerds, instead he's just on a plate. And OG tuck right in, 2-2. Nice reaction to go back to mid after they get blocked cave. That caused a lot of panic. It's a different game now. It's not Dust anymore.
Nerds awaits in the cubby. Now Mikey, moving into the open. It's going to be Buzz to fall down first, and Nerds knew there was a second player. Was so close to getting that second kill, but Mikey, essential trade kill to keep his team in the early portions of this round. And there's about to be a fight going down here with Tessus. MP9 close quarters can melt opponents, and there it is. Tessus with one on Crimson, traded back by Mikey.
And re-smoke cave. So Heroic OG should know that that player is on the site side, right? They're not playing on the long side. Pushing in is Kixon, trying to play for the post plant. He's got no support. The executors just come into B, making it very clear of OG's intentions. Can they get this long control quickly and plant for that position? It would do them a world of favors right now. Would really make this a hard site to retake with no kit and only one smoke.
CT is now rotating back through CT spawn. Moto is going to have eyes on this first fight, but Dexter, he's got the AWP around the corner, and nice shot from Dexter. That gets them back in with an opportunity. But remember, Kixan still inside of cave, yet to come out of it. M4 into the open, Fiku to take him down, and now Kixan left inside of cave. He is the only player left. He's got to move out quite quickly. No kid on his back, and he was close to taking Mikey down, but what a hell of a round from Mikey. A 4K, essential trades, and he's the man to close it.
Yeah, finding Nerds in middle, finding Tessus in cave, and going on to finish the job on low health inside of the site. Big round from Mikey. Definitely seen some glimmers of why OG have given him this opportunity and picked him up as a stand-in here. He's had a couple of good rounds so far.
Yeah, the cool thing about him, he's never met any of these players coming into this tournament, so there was a lot of firsts for him. It's quite a daunting environment to go into, meet your new teammates, and try and vibe with them early, and obviously the pressure to perform, but he's done it so far.
OG must be feeling like they have a huge opportunity to just start controlling this game, right? They want some very close rounds. They've broken the money. This is a fantastic start for OG. Buzz trying to cover the AWP will do greatly with 3 kills on the spray. OG are here to play.
Yeah, that's a good... They dealt with that as they should have. Didn't let it get out of hand. And I mean, that is a positive step in the right direction, considering they did have a couple of weaknesses against some of the lower buys in the previous map. Focusing up, getting back into the game now across the series here with Ancient.
So let's see what this game turns into when Nerds isn't 30-8.
30-8.
Yeah.
That is a one hell of a finish, isn't it? 2.37 rating out of the first map.
144 ADR.
That's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, here we got Shoes charging into mid. It's chaotic, and OB Nerds coming out first, blinded, but it's still getting the kill. Now Moto charging up into the B-bomb site. It's 1 kill from him. Tess has to trade it back. Fiku making sure that this is an incredibly back and forth round until Buzz activates out of elbow and pushes OG into the advantage with players. Nurse to slip through the smoke. Oh, he's got a great timing on that. He realized he could go, and Fiku wasn't ready.
I think so.
Well, the bomb coming back through cave. Nerds inside of the site. They're just taking a moment to breathe. There's so much chaos for the majority of this round, but finally some silence.
I like the park for OG. They just leave Prison in cave for the moment. Buzz can play on his own timing. He doesn't necessarily need to rush this. He's hoping someone gives him a kill. That's not going to happen, though. Heroic lean to play retake. And unfortunately, despite all the util OG have, they don't have a smoke to cut a sight line. So Nerds is going to be able to pick his battles in this B-bomb side. There is no reason for him to leave his position right now. And eventually, OG will just have to walk that second player in to cover the bomb. This is a very hard round for OG, only because it's Nerds on the other side.
Yeah, he has to worry about two angles, though. The timing doesn't favor him. Perhaps there's an opportunity for them to get back into this round, but he's going back to check red. And as he's doing that, it has revealed some space for OG to play with. The bomb comes out too. Oh, it hasn't come out just yet. And now Nerds sees that bomb, but he can't seize his chance. And now he goes out long instead. Buzz pushes in towards him, but Quizit, I love the play. Gets rid of Nerds, gets back to the site, and now it's a 1v1 up against Dexter, who's beelining his way back through CT spawn.
He's heard him as well, then it goes in, it's not going to do enough. Kristen on the site with the close range gun. He knows he's against an AWP. Doesn't need to swing. Dexter, pressure all on him, no kit. He picks one up, and the AK with the smoke. Dexter armed well. Kristen repositioning, playing the audio, and he's going to force the kill in the last second. Huge round from Kristen. The chase down on Nerds was sublime through the Molotov.
That was the only play available to him, right? If he commits to the plant, it's a 1v2 that's unlikely that he is able to even get into a chance of winning that. Sticks with the MAC-10 as well. There's better weapons on the floor, but realize stick to that MAC-10 as that bomb plant comes in and wraps around the site perfectly in the 1v1 against Dexter. Fantastic work from the youngster. I mean, he's in-game leading this squad. He's only 18 years old as well, Hugo. It's quite a feat that he has to pull off.
Yeah, something's cooking for OG. I mean, he was the bottom performing player in the server last map. Now he's winning a 1v2 clutch to keep OG in the lead. Got kicks on his famed Negev, of course. Tessa's getting aggressive in the cave. He's always come out with one, but can he find the double up? Krisen didn't realize he got through the Molotov with no damage taken. There was no audio cue. And suddenly, this eco round wouldn't be the first that Heroic have picked up in this series. This Negev not even needed. Oh, it's so clean right now.
Yeah, Buzz busted open, Moto left alone. The round falls flat. Oh my god. No way, dude. Buddy. He's just going through the smoke with the Negev, dude.
That's so toxic.
It's 5v1. If there's ever a time you're going to do it, it's in that situation.
I mean, he heard the scope. Where is he? He's not scoping the smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Scope in heaven.
Creep on him and the Negev.
Yeah. I love the kit. I know people get mad that this Negev buy is pretty audacious. But I think it's an underrated gun, and for the price as well.
Sure, it is cheap.
I don't hate it.
It's cheap.
I don't hate it.
You've got a point with how little it costs. Yeah, there we go. We did get a kill with it.
Beautiful.
Might be the only kill in the Negev kits, but it's there, and a better weapon picked up.
It's enough. They just want an eco round. Right as we're saying, OG are waking back up into this game.
Another one they've lost, though. It's another round where OG lose against that kind of eco situation, well, low economy situation, and they kind of bite themselves in the ass. It's a tough one here for OG to have to stomach, but maybe they can bounce back immediately. They have still got a good buy.
I'm really enjoying watching Tassus in the cave right now. He's very active. He's fighting towards Jag. He's looking for opening kills. And a lot of the time you see in-game leaders in this position just because of the amount of information you get. You hear mid-steps, you hear B-noise, you can count util. So it's a swing position where you're going to want to give your team... Oh, nice. Yeah, a lot of info, but Tassus is playing it for kills. He's playing it for violence, and he's getting a lot done. Nice pick through the smoke on a timing. Dexter going to give his go. Finds revenge.
Yeah, great work. Blasting that smoke open and then just dropping Moto in the blink of an eye. 50 seconds. Bomb is positioned outside of red at the moment. Krisen, the man carrying it on his back. He'll apply pressure to the red room. But they know that Donut's an issue because it's smoked out right now and there's going to be a player in there they've got to deal with, and it's Nerds. They're going to come in towards Donut. They know they've got Mikey coming out of main. This is tough for Nerds, but they run right by him. They finally check him, and that is huge from Buzz. Somehow gets away with it. Now with 30 seconds left, the bomb leaps into the site, and Heroic are a long way off getting back into this round.
Got to give it a try, right? They can win these kind of situations. We've seen it before. We might just see it again. Tessas cleans up the planter. There's no AWP to cover this as well. Dex is going to just try and hold a line so his rifles can work forward.
No smokes, unfortunately, here for Heroic, so a lot of open fights. It's going to come down to tapping that defuse, trying to force some peeks out, but no one on Heroic is on that defuse for the stick, and certainly in a few moments, they're going to have to stick it. They're going to have to try and pull it through. It takes, so there's the peek. The donut fight comes in, but they're just hiding, and here's another one. It's just down to Fiku, and that defuse, it's being stuck, but he denies it. In the dying embers of the round, it is saved by Fiku right at the end.
Dexter had a shot. He took it. He missed it. Holding the wrong side of the donut. Fantastic round for OG to win. That got very, very close. Just all those fakes, forcing peaks from OG. Got really uncomfortable there. Multiple chances for Heroic to stick it.
Well, I wish they just had another piece of utility, a smoke, molly, anything really to help them in that situation. They did pretty well considering.
Yeah, 3 on 4.
Tech issue though, unfortunately here. So just take this thing out of the game for a moment. So Heroic have had a couple of close rounds in this first half now that have gone the wrong way. They had the 1v1, or the 1v2 I guess, that Crism was able to pick up for OG.
Yep, first buy.
And then this round here obviously coming pretty close right at the end, saved by a last second kill from Fiku. So tactical pause coming in for OG. In fact, correct that with technical. So hopefully we have this one resolved as quickly as possible. But I mean, OG, different team so far than what we've seen on Dust 2.
Yeah, different game, right? We're getting some important rounds from players who weren't really factors in the last map. Modo, Crism with the clutch that you mentioned. And now Fiku putting on a clutch as well. I mean, that was his whole thing. You know, when he first joined this OG team, he was a clutcher. He was winning all these 1v2s, had great win percentages in clutch rounds. So nice to see him come through with a closer and keep OG in this game. Because they can't give any room to Heroic right now. We've seen what happens when you give this team a bit of room. Some of the ecos that have been won this game. Oh, awkward on the run boost.
Yeah, the gymnastics cancelled for sure. Not going to be getting a rating out of that one. Now, spam close.
Careful.
Definitely going to be a little bit careful.
Some great grenades. Yeah, into middle and on B lane this round. Doing a lot of damage.
Fiku with 55 health left. He's still emboldened to fight. Oh, Mikey sees one in the cubby.
Oh, he's getting blocked.
He can't really figure out how to get into that
I think he would have had that. He would have
for sure.
He was getting body blocked.
Yeah. That's going to be frustrating because he looked like he was going to be dead on.
Yeah. Wow, Heroic given a chance to pound out. Just spotting Shush in red. Nerds back in his traditional position. And Donut's been a bit of a problem, right? We saw him get jump shot by Buzz. We saw Shush have trouble there earlier. They're going to re-aggress.
He's coming out. Oh my god, he walks into the open, and Crism gets taken off the top of heaven. So great opening kill in an unexpected fashion.
Yeah, just cool off now. 5v4. The pressure is very much on OG, and they're grouping back up for a hit as a unit. Nice molly timing. But OG getting their ducks in a row. Going to try and crack into A. There's only Shush and Nerds here. And neither of them have eyes on the prize.
Oh, they boost Modo up. Oh, great info at least. Now, Nerds locks down Donut. Fiku unable to get much done in this round. Nerds is waiting for a follow-up kill. Tessa's getting proactive. He'll soon clear mid, and then he can come in through Donut as well. But for OG, they have a problem, and it's the fact that they haven't been able to get into the site and get that bomb down. And now Heroic have rotated over. The reinforcements are here, so when that bomb plant comes in, it's just going to be a charge of players running right through this smoke, and it leaves Modo in a position that he has to run away and save. Such limited time left on the clock. They had to go for the plant, and Heroic deny any access.
I love watching Nerds play because it makes me feel like I'm back in CSGO. He's making off angles look good again, right? Like so many times when you're holding a position, you have to just be ADing in this game. You've got to be staying mobile. You've got to be swinging into the fight. You've got to take that peek. But Nerds just stands still, and so many good off angles like here, and players just walk into him and he gets a free kill. It's really hard to do that in CS2. I think being on land makes it easier, but yeah, holding and not ADing and still getting away with kills, that's Nerds all day.
It sent OG into a position where they don't have a lot of money left, do they? So Tech9's coming out, just trying to figure out what kind of buy they can get. They've got one AK, they'll have upgraded pistols around it. Certainly still capable of winning a round with this, but unlikely now. And we're seeing a Heroic start to pick up a few extra rounds at the end of this half. Could easily see them tie the scoreline up going into the second.
Yeah, and that would be devastating for OG considering how dominant this half could have been with the amount of clutches they've had. They didn't lose to that eco, man.
Yeah, that was a problem on Dust 2. This is 5. They had a streak of 5 round wins, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, nice patch of form for OG, but it's gone now.
Quick hit.
And here comes Nerds, right through the smoke.
Look at him go.
Yeah, he's got a second. He only gets a third out of it. Yeah, he absolutely is a monster.
Such a crazy play. That's a run boost they were trying to do last round as well. Coming up, clutch for Heroic. Any more for Tessez? Not today. 2 on 4. Quick gun grab, but he's out of there.
And works out perfectly in this round because, you know, you think they might have to go for a half buy. What's a likely play when you go into Tech9 armor is usually one of those faster B plays, and he just disrupts that instantly. Getting up on the B lane. Mikey and Buzz gonna do what they can in this 2v4.
Best of luck.
The bomb trying to slip out of cave. The cross being watched by Dexter. That should cost him his life. It's actually Nerds has got that one somehow.
He's not very patient, is he? He wants the kills, and he wants them now. He'll get them. Kicks and follows up. And that force by a half buy rather for OG just, no, it was full force rather, shredded. So that 6-6 scoreline suddenly looking tantalizing for Heroic.
Yeah, the most likely outcome at this point. Momentum has shifted to their side, and Nerds once again is the standout star.
What a crazy move. 141, he's past the cave smoke.
Yeah, it's not something you usually have to deal with.
No.
Insta smoke being lined up here for Dexter. Smokes out the elbow, going back with Nerds to watch it. That's a scary combo to deal with in mid, isn't it? Nerds and Dexter together, and the fire gets the job done. Fiku burns away. Nerds has got the follow-up. In fact, it's Dexter that chimed in with that. And it's a 3v5 for OG to deal with instantly.
Getting slaughtered on these last couple of rounds for OG, and yeah, we have double up at A and mid control for Heroic. It doesn't really get much better than this. If you look at the mini-map for Heroic, they have the whole B lane and elbow smoked, and two players begging for OG to push A. Walk through the choke point, see what happens. And unfortunately, that's all OG have got. They've got 3 smokes. Maybe a lurk smoke out there. But this one feels to be dead in the water. A decent T-side from OG nonetheless.
Well, it definitely got us more excited about them, didn't it?
Yeah.
Some life rather than only death from Dust 2.
Okay, execute and lurk smoke. They're using their util well, but they've got to get the kills.
We're coming through. Shush just hiding behind the tall box. The longer he stays alive, the more time he buys for his teammates to come out into the site like this. And Dexter is just confident, swinging with the Tech 9. They mauled him to pieces at the end of the half. Heroic with life at the end. Tie the scoreline up 6-6.
I just love watching how confident Heroic have played in this series, right? Never afraid to take fights, never afraid to swing. It will cost you against some of the best teams in the world, but I mean, this is OG. Heroic feel good about it.
Yeah, they feel like they have the better firepower, and they certainly do. I think there's no questions about that. Nerds is performing really well. Tess is having a great map here as well. Nothing to be worried about at the moment for Heroic.
That being said,
but they've given themselves something to play with, OG, and that's just something you couldn't say on map 1. Pistol round would be nice, wouldn't it? If you could win that.
I mean, they got pistol on Dust, but then they got forced by Nerds' Hero M4.
Sure.
Let's see what they got here on the CT side. Heroic, meanwhile, going for a full group. OG start heavy mid. That just allows them to rotate where they feel is the likely outcome. They actually leave B completely to flank it from heaven. It still leaves no one on A.
Well, it's not worked out here for OG in terms of going to the right side of the map early.
I mean, it means 5v5 retake, but they don't have a kit.
No, that's a problem. A kill here would certainly help, but Chris isn't able to make the most of those opportunities. Eventually, though, Buzz will.
Issue is with USBs, no joke. You will run out of ammo if you do this all day. You've only got 3 mags of spam. You can't do that forever.
And now Dexter, he got behind enemy lines and somehow gets away with one. Tap on the defuse. Oh, the kill though back from Buzz, and Kicksan doing his best. Peeks out, Nerds with him, and Nerds again is just bringing pain every single time to OG. Kicksan to round it out.
Yeah, that was a rough round for OG. I mean, they, like you said, they need those spam kills. They need something to turn the tides early, because once Heroic have the bomb plant and 5 players up with armor, you're not breaking back into that round. A nice attempt using the flashes, grouping, going together, but crossfire is powerful between Nerds and his captain.
Struggling on pistols.
Yeah.
No force buy here. Heroic are going to get the conversion. And something that didn't work out for them on Dust 2 was letting the T side of Heroic be too clean to kick off the half, right? They built up so much money so quickly on the T side of Dust 2, so some damage in these rounds could really brings some impact. He forced a few rebuys for Heroic early doors, and another dink landed. Is there any other chances here for OG?
If I'm Heroic, I'm fighting this. I want to kill them in mid. I don't want them to get the guns and to have a chance to reset. So swing in with the rifles, and Shush saves the day despite the dink early.
Yeah.
And Nerds, by the way, he snuck up on the scoreboard this game. He's 17-8. He's doing it again.
He is, yeah. There was a moment, I think, in that first half where after the streak of OG, he just hit the switch, and every time he felt like he was getting a multi-kill in every single round. So great to see Nerds having this kind of performance so far in Berlin.
All right, OG better start soon now. First gun round on the CT side after a full eco, and they've got all the trimmings.
Got Mikey getting down in towards middle. Just applying pressure in towards elbow. Standard utility from OG being deployed, and Heroic respecting that. We've seen Tesses in this position on the CT side towards Jack. He was so difficult to deal with. Now Krizen's turn for OG, and he spots a chance to take Tesses out. The span was not far off. He didn't know that, of course, but pretty close to removing some of the health of Tesses early.
They're just going to go for it again, though. Make it look like a default, then hit this site. OG. 2 players don't know. They're going to hear these nades being pinned and maybe can grab a kill before they bloom. That would make things easier. Get a 5-on-4, then disappear back into Donut.
Here comes the attack. Buzz is going to see a complete stream of utility flying in towards his position, but then Flash catches him. Mikey getting one, but that is not enough of the defensive efforts that'll get OG into this round win. Bomb plant being locked in. Dexter's the man to put it on the ground. And a 3v3, but damage goods here for OG, and that grenade will cost Modo his life.
Yeah, you would not be hard-pressed to save here.
And look at this already, you know.
Yeah.
Krizen's so far
Cycling
away.
smokes.
Get away.
Just get away with what you can.
Pick up the scraps, you go. Hey, Fico, I got a smoke over here.
He's like, bro, I'm stuck in spawn.
I am making it my way for a smoke, buddy.
Oh, well, he gets a kill, but yeah, no kit. This is out of position for OG. They're going to have to save. Heroic do it again with a nice, simple execute. Dexter, nice round from him.
Sure was. I mean, the likely result today was
Heroic 2-0.
A 2-0 from Heroic, yeah. And I think we were all very aware of that. We were just kind of hoping OG would bring us some excitement. I think there has been moments from OG that have provided that, but not as much as they would have liked so far.
Yeah, I mean, we're on a 6-round streak right now for Heroic. It's not getting any easier. OG field a buy.
And she charging into mid. Look at that from Nerds. That's confidence, and it's being cancelled out. 2 opening kills from OG. The response for Heroic is try and get players up the B ramp and hope that they can sort of trade these kills back, but it's going to be tough. And with Fiku's P taking another kill away, that's the round done in favor of OG.
That's nice for OG. A very decisive round, right? They start 3 mid, they win the fight, they immediately rotate players out and stack B, and then push B again together. So they're just playing active, keeping the pressure on. And Heroic are left with just one man who certainly can give it a go. Just have a look. See if they give you some 1v1s.
Yeah, if you're OG, you don't want to waste any money, though. Don't give him a chance. So it's going to be a long old save here for Shush. Third map you mentioned earlier, if we needed it, would be Anubis. Not looking like it's going to be required now, but that can obviously change very quickly. I think Heroic would be favored, obviously, going into the third map. They'd be favored at every turn, but especially if it got into 3. OG, both teams play Anubis quite a lot, though.
Yeah. I mean, both teams play Ancient a lot as well. This is the most played for OG.
And there's a long old save for Shush, but he's comfortable. He'll hang on to the AK. He knows what it means to have an AK to play with in the next round here. Heroic kind of have to pick up the scraps. There's going to be enough cash to throw something together, but see what kind of purchase they decide to go with. I mean, Kixan doesn't mind going to lower tier weapons. So we'll see everybody else get rifles and some Kevlar, and Tessus onto Galil. So not a bad buy here from Heroic by any means. But this is OG's opportunity, Hugo. If they break them here, then the money goes down to a weaker spot for Heroic, and OG back in the second half.
Finally broke the streak of rounds. Let's see if they can threaten the economy as well. A lot of Ancient CT side is going to come down to what are you calling out a spawn, right? Are we going for the 3 mid pounce? Like, what's our read? Do we want to play a retake B this round? Maybe our AWP has a good spawn for an A main peak. Maybe he walks, a rifle walks in while the AWP posts a line deep. Do you want to fight triple mid like OG did last round? So these are the kind of things OG are going to be talking about in a tactical timeout, going into a hyper important gun round. It's where do we think they're starting, and how do we want to answer that? Do we want to, you know, Ancient's great because it allows a diversity of styles. Do we want to fight heavy for it, or do we want to give stuff up and play retake? Lots of options available. Heroic go for the boost to spot the mid cross. No one here. This is a change. OG don't even fight for middle. Mikey grabs more util in spawn after throwing down Molly in mid. And he's just going to spot, similar to how we saw Shush and Nerds play off of each other. Except they completely leave donut. They're doubling up per site. And Mikey's just going to rotate. So a big gap in the middle right now.
Silence at the 1 minute mark, but it's about to get loud inside of Cave. You've got Cruisin in the corner, might keep peeking for the initial info.
Jiggle is so powerful as well. Yes. I don't even like the smoke there. I'd rather they were cycling smoke.
It felt like it would have been more impactful if they allowed the T's to come into that setup.
It's like, you know, you don't want to throw your cave and ramp smoke at the same time. You want to cycle one of them. I would love to just see ramps just getting re-smoked while you play a cave setup. But it has changed how Heroic play it. They come at it from the ramp instead. They charge.
No, they come up, but the flash is holding Shush back. No, Nerds is completely out of commission and somehow still alive. I can't believe that he's still alive, to be honest. Let's see what impact he can grab. And the answer is nothing, because it's a huge hold coming in from the OG squad. That is a beautiful B defense.
Devastating. Crism with big 3 kills on that hold, all alone in cave.
And that's the money. That's the money broken now. We talked about the opportunity if they break them now, and they've done it in convincing style. You know, there's no bomb plant, there's no kills back and forth. That is the best case scenario there from OG.
Extremely important round.
Great flash coming in right there. It felt like you were blinded for an eternity.
I like the change. They go for the mid control now, knowing the money is less. Their util battle should win. And they spam just in case.
You know.
Every now and then, you'll hit it.
Nurse doesn't like that.
Careful, Crism. May as well fall back. How is Tess's on default?
He's just kind of ran out. I bet he wishes he had the bomb.
I think he's, well, they won't know he's here, so the longer he holds his position, Fiku's checking it. Fiku doesn't like what he sees, and the spam comes in. They had an inkling. Maybe he heard him from cave.
Maybe, but...
no stress. Moto doesn't rotate off A, so no bomb plant here. And that's a solid anti-eco, leveling the field. 9-9 now.
9-9.
Yes, yes.
I'm looking forward to it, but, you know, we're looking into... Heroic's economies should have enough now to get the AKs out again, so this is where the obstacle once again arises for OG to try and get over, around, or through, but I bet they wish Tessus had the bomb. Could have slipped away with a little bit of extra cash there. 2 AKs bought up already, everybody else will have the opportunity to do that, just trying to figure out what utility they're going to have available. Still a packed dome here in level.
We'll be here all night. Another BO3 right after this one. It's Mongols and 3D Max.
Set to start at 8:30 CT, correct? So that'll be exciting. That's about an hour and 10 minutes time. We've got that one scheduled for. If this game continues, though, might have to push that one back.
And let's see if OG can bring us to 3. Right now, they're making a case for it here on Ancient. Their map pick in the series. Heroic with a pretty sizable win in that opener of Dust 2. This is the rifle rounds, a rule all rifle rounds. Heroic with a player creeping in the main. What a shot from Shush.
He came in with his head down.
Sleeping at the wheel. Now sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's swimming on the ground right there. He's out of there. Buzz gone. 5v4. Fiku with a push though. Look at this.
Oh my. They're going to just try rotate off B now.
All right, Fiku.
Can't blame them for this. He's cleared everything.
Sometimes the risk is what's needed.
Yeah, and now look at the rotation. I was going to say gamble. It's not. It's an intelligent move for OG, putting players in this A site. Kristen carrying for the red luck. He's been smoked off from it, though. Moto trying to stop an aim push. Just buy as much time as you can for this huge flank from Fiku.
Oh, this has been a long time in the making.
Oh,
You should check Shush's position. It's common to
Right?
find a player in that corner.
surely.
But he's going the
no.
wrong way about it. And look at this. Shush moves out of the spot. Can you believe that timing? Fiku is now the hunted. Oh my god.
He can
Don't
get
hunt
it.
what you can't kill. It turns out Fiku gets caught. Shush got a double. And that is so unbelievable.
Why does Shush even do that?
I have no idea.
Why does he re-clear A main? He already had it. He goes back to re-clear a position he already owned. Perhaps for the deep peek, so there's no shadow, but that's such a crazy clear for Shush.
Dude, I feel
I'm
bad for
mind blown.
Fiku.
Yeah, I feel real bad.
Yeah.
Did he know he was there in the first place? Like, did he see the barrel on the right? And maybe he was trying to look for a second player? I could not tell you, but he's going to be scratching his head after that round.
I walked through main. There was no one there.
And then suddenly,
There was.
he was stalking me the whole time. He followed me from
Dude,
T-Spawn.
that's going to be pretty funny to watch back in the demo, that's for sure.
Oh, I don't think he'll be laughing.
No, he will eventually, you know. That's what.
If you don't laugh, then you'll cry. And OG, no tears of joy after that round. They had the A stack. They had everything. They knew it was a hit. But Fiku,
Well, he looks happy enough.
wrong place, wrong time.
Doesn't look too sad yet.
No.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, they're in this game, right? They've still got the money to sustain that loss. They broke this streak. They won 3 in a row.
Better buy than that of Heroic currently.
Absolutely.
2 Galil's Mac 10 here for Heroic.
They just want to go gung-ho into B.
Yeah, Fiku, he's under pressure. Moto blinded, can't do much with his AWP, so Fiku steps up, but only a single kill from the defense so far. Moto's reposition has perfectly landed a kill on Shush. Dexter's doing what he can, and oh, Moto lands that shot, but not enough damage to bring down Dexter, and he realizes he has a chance to move forward, but Moto's got the read. Oh, he looks away! Oh, the timing! It does not work out for the Romanian, and now Dexter gets his hands on an upgrade. He now has the sniper to play with, and he's going back into the position to look at Cam, and then the lineup! Dexter on the double, 1 bullet, 2 kills, and OG sat down.
Oh, that's a devastating round to lose. And to think that Dexter grabbed that AWP out of Moto's dead hands and collapsed him to close it. Oh, that might be what seals the deal for OG here in Berlin.
Just what we were talking about earlier, more individual moments from Heroic players. Dexter in this round has been nerds most of the series so far, but this perfectly eclipsing one another. Mikey and Kristen lining up to give Dexter the easy finish.
That's a 2v4 with all 4 kills from Dexter.
Now that has
Ouch.
rattled them. We literally started this round saying they're still in it, not out of it just yet. That is one of the first steps in knocking them out.
That might kill you. It will certainly hurt the money as well. Insta smokes come in. The more the merrier. OG fighting for middle with 3. They got a run boost as well. Bit of pizzazz. Throw a bit of spin on it. Mikey up top. And they fight elbow. This has not been a good fight for Heroic on the T side. They have struggled with the elbow position, getting spammed through, trying to push the mollies. The slower, the steadier. So they rest back in cave. Mikey bounds out of middle. Dexter moves in dry with the AWP. I trust in this right now. But there's no one to pick. Heavy B setup.
Tess says, be careful. Flash goes around the corner, and he actually forces them for the back. He's not alone now. He's got Kicksan to try and help him. And I think with the amount of bullets coming their way, OG realized they can't really keep up that fight.
Still jumping it, playing with fire.
Yeah, it has worked out as well. Chris has got a kill on it, so.
They just leave. I'm out of here. I don't want anything to do with this because look at Shush pushed into the A site already from Donut. Modo left this site entirely. Got to re-clear it from CT. He will not be ready for this, will he? Up close. Does recover that. An ugly spray for Shush. 4 on 2. They're still split. You can't plant hit Dexter. They should not let this happen. He's on his own right now. They're going to run the molly. Moto's coming in as well. And that's the bomb dropped. Even though Kixon has a backstab, it's a bit of a bait.
Yeah, it's still 4 players in total to collect. 3 more after that initial with 20 seconds left. He's nowhere near the site, and it all falls apart for Heroic.
I would have loved to see Dexter fake that bomb and maybe just move back to try and find Kixon. You know that that tap is going to force someone aggressively out of B.
There was a push coming through Temple as well, so I think it might have been really tough to make anything happen of it. But yeah, it felt like the committed plant was the option that was just never going to result in anything. Like maybe you hope Kixon can get back Donut somehow and play for the post plant, but just an unlikely outcome.
And just when you're ready to write OG off of this whole tournament, now, boom. You
back in the game.
You reset round that quickly, and you break Heroic's money back. This has been such a roller coaster here on Ancient, while Dust 2 felt like an open and shut book the whole way along. This has been, wow.
That's pretty nice.
This has been back and forth. This has been topsy-turvy. I love the molly rush for Crizzen. He struggled in the first map, but he's had, I think, three impact rounds in this game. High impact rounds, winning a clutch, getting a big hold on the B-bomb site. He's made some intelligent moves.
That's why he's the brains of the operation.
But right now we need more brawn because it's all Mikey. Nertz was 18 and 8? Is that what I said? 18 and 8. He's now 19 and 15.
So what you're telling me
is 1 and 7.
Is he's missing. We need to start putting his face in some milk bottles.
No. He's still on the top of the server, but he's slowed down.
Yeah.
No time like now to speed back up with a little rush into that A side.
Well, he's good on the Tech 9. We know that. And here he comes, charging at the front. He's the tip of the spear as Heroic look to thrust it into the chest of OG on this A-bomb site. Nice shot from Moto, and he's finally gone, but look at that from Nertz. That's what he can do. He gets the rifle out in his hands, and yeah, thank you very much. Maybe more to be offered up into the hands of Nertz. As that smoke blown open. Nertz can't really make much happen, but Viku kills his own teammate and evens out the numbers at a 2v2. Kixan's going through. Kixan's going through, and it's worked out so well for Kixan in the end. It's all on Crizzen, and you talked about his impact rounds. He needs another one right now. He needs it in this moment.
He's got a kit. He's got a smoke.
He smokes out the bomb. Now Kixan moves forward. Crizzen, the timing, got back to it, and now the stick. He's gonna hold it.
Yeah.
He's just gonna hold it, and Crizzen all the way sticks the defuse, and just about gets the round victory for OG.
That's insane. What a play. Kixon getting extremely aggressive in this round, right? Pushing the CT smoke when he didn't even need to, and then coming back to check the plant, but his teammate was not ready in Temple to play off that fact. Considering there's a TK in there, in an advantage situation, that's such high impact for Crizzen.
11-11. Money busted on both sides, it feels like, but Heroic coming out worse for wear. They've got a Tech 9 on Shush, Mac 10 here for Kixan. Galil in the hands of Dexter. This round decides who heads to map point on Ancient. OG with life in the series again.
Oh.
But losing life early in round 23.
It's a really strange push, right? They have no mid-info. Heroic could be out completely. Now they are running into that A site, a clean entry. OG thrown back aside to the wayside, and now they have to make the decision. Do we want to risk this game, this tournament on this round, a 3-on-4 as they send it back in?
Straight to the Temple, looking to have their prayers answered, but it is cancelled by Tesses. Double kill from Tesses, and it's all on Fiku, but suddenly 2 kills back. 1v2 now left. Kixan and Shush, the 2 remaining members, but look at the flank of Kixan. He's coming around the back of the Temple. There's no read, there's no way, and Kixan makes it work. It's now Heroic up to series point, and OG facing elimination.
That's so sad for OG that they put it all in that 3-on-4. They double down, no kit, no position, and they lose it all. Backs against the wall right now, and looking at that 3rd place decider match. If Heroic can pick up just one more round this next round, despite all the clutches in this game, right? 1 for Fiku, 2 for Crizzen.
Oh, and a pause.
Maybe a not live. Everyone backing up to spawn at 12-11. We don't play games.
Yeah, we don't false start in these kind of rounds. So
play it safe.
Just make sure we get everything on board.
Oh, this has been a roller coaster game though, considering it didn't feel like Dust. You know, Duster was just the nerd show, right? It was the Dexter show, the nerd show. Everyone's had their impact in this map.
Yeah, everyone's had their moments.
Just when you're ready to write off one team or another, they win a hyper important impact round. They break their money, and they still get E-code.
Yeah,
it's just all over the place right now. This is Counter-Strike.
It could all come to an end after this tech issue. Or we get overtime, or we get more of this game. Still an opportunity, but OG are going to have to do it. We got to see a glimpse of what their buy is going to look like, right? It's going to be 5.7s, up MP9 in them. It's not going to be the weapons you want to bring to battle in the last round of regulation, fighting for your tournament life. And this is an OG squad who we mentioned we won't get to see them appear at another big LAN event this year. This could be their last important match of the year being played in front of us right now.
Berlin, how are we feeling? We got any OG fans in the house tonight? Okay.
All right.
What about the other side? Heroic? Any Heroic fans? Okay.
More heroic for sure.
That.
All right, well, they're looking like they're going to be happy.
Yeah, it's turning out pretty nicely. I mean, the worst part about this break is, well, you're sitting here just thinking, how am I gonna win this round with a 5-7? We have nothing. We have $1,400.
The worst part is you mentioned how chaotic and back and forth the game has been, and then in the last round of regulation you get one of these.
Energy suck.
You just get this vacuum.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, Nerds is always good in these, you know? He's just always chilling. He's always got a hand warmer.
He's loving life right now.
A reminder, again, we mentioned it a few times, so if you are just tuning in, this isn't the only game we've got today. The action continues later on. We've got 3D Max versus the Mongols.
It's going to be a banger, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Again, Hugo was setting up the rivalry, the storylines between these squads over the last few months. They've had a really great run of things in 2024. 3D Max have been the team that came out the better versus the Mongols consistently, and they're looking to try and continue that today.
But again, even let's talk about what's at stake here, right? As we get to the potentially final round of this map and this matchup, it's $150 grand.
Confirmed, minimum.
$150,000 if you win this game, and the chance to play for first place for $500,000.
Yeah, and
it's not bad.
In a tournament when you're coming in, there's only 4 teams playing for that, right? Obviously, it's very hard to get here through the online stages, etc. But once you get to this point, every team here has got to fancy their chances that they can win a best of 3 and a best of 5 to win that kind of money. Right?
I mean, one BO3 for 150 grand. That's it. That's a clash for cash right there.
Yeah.
But I think Heroic are here for gold. I think they're here for the whole thing.
Yeah, they ain't here to just get it that one step close. They want the whole journey to conclude in their favor, and they're 1 round away from taking that first step. Or 1 map up in this series as well. If we somehow see OG pull us into overtime, get us into a 3rd map, then that would be Anubis, but that looks unlikely. But Lambert handing out the high 5s, or the low 5s is more like, that generally is a sign that we will be getting ready for the final round of regulation.
12-11 to Heroic after a monstrous comeback from OG, only to get broken in the final round of reg. No feeling worse than this, but this would be an absolutely glorious round to win.
Think of a few of the moments that we've had throughout the second half as well, right? You've had that last second defuse from Chris, and Tessa's nearly taking him off the defuse. That kept OG in the fight. You've had just crazy moments from Dexter, pushing long on the B-bomb site, coming back to win the round on his own. So there's just been so many exciting individual moments towards the tail end of Ancient. But I do see that the timeout is now done, and we're ready to get back into the action. So looking forward to this. 1 round to decide overtime or for OG elimination.
Heart's got to be racing at this point, right? The culmination of this, essentially this tournament, right? There's still that 3rd place decider. There's still more money to play for. But you had to win that opener if you ever wanted to be in contention. And OG, it might just be stripped from their grasp in this very round.
perhaps I lied, Hugo. I did see the timeout finish.
That's fine.
You seen that on the
Another
screen?
one comes
You know?
through. Yeah.
Got another one in
Cool vote. You spam F1.
You know, I did. I definitely spam F1. One of the worst is when you call a vote and you're trying to clutch, and this thing's stuck in your screen and your teammates just won't hit cancel.
Something.
You gotta hit something. Get it off your screen.
You weren't going to win that clutch anyway, buddy.
Yeah, that's true. You always gotta believe, Hugo.
True. I'll say whatever happens here, Mikey, I've been impressed. He's had it. First large international LAN, first time on a plane to come here to Berlin.
Yeah, I mean, that's such
Put
a
up a
cool
great game.
storyline. I always love that stuff. He's just starting his Counter-Strike career, 20 years old. He's been chasing the dream for a while. You were just looking back at some of the LANs he's attended. A lot of that's going to be taking train journeys to another local town or going to the country next door and just competing, and all sort of chasing the dream for an opportunity like this. And then suddenly you have just all of that work catch up, and you get multiple opportunities start coming your way once you take that first step, which you qualify for the RMR. OG look at you as an option as a stand-in. You come in, you play an event like this, then you're going to China to play in the RMRs. You could even make a breakout there for yourself. So plenty of opportunities, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of Mikey so far. And this map, he's had a decent performance too. Had his moments, for sure.
He's top of his team right now. On the other side, it's all been about nerds all damn day.
I remember the days of Tessus being kind of just a random player out of nowhere being brought into that Optic team, and it was like, this doesn't really make sense. This is a team that's brought in known names time and time again, but they bring in Tessus back in the day, and I don't think he immediately stood out as a player that would have a long-standing future, and then suddenly just started stepping up, had some great performances, and was able to find himself here in Heroic. And now some are calling him the best player in Denmark. So
at least in current form.
Yeah, in current form. No, obviously. That is the caveat for sure.
Yeah.
No, not historically.
No.
But yeah, he's to think about Tessus, he hasn't actually played on a whole lot of teams since Optic, has he? He's at Copenhagen Flames and Heroic since 2020. Quite a long time for Tessus to be in this squad. Got some trophies under his belt in that journey. A lot of finals, a lot of missed opportunities for trophies
a lot of playoffs, not necessarily the most trophies in comparison.
Now having to rebuild. It's good for Nerds also to come, obviously he's seen his team events dispersed. They went over to Falcons, a lot of those players, and I'm glad that Nerds was able to stay with Saw, and they were able to bring something from that old Ents core into this new Heroic squad. You know, those two people sticking together, I was very excited about. I think even long term, that could be something great. They've been on the team for 10 months now. That's crazy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, their sort of breakout performance in Katowice at the start of the year where they knocked out Vitality.
Yeah, I felt like that whole, we kind of bought in too early, I think, just because they got Vitality, who came off the back of a great last year. But other than that, Heroic did nothing for a few months. And now only this season, they've really risen back up in the in terms of relevance, in terms of actually getting legit wins.
Yeah, not even necessarily the start of the season either, towards the end of it at this point.
Kind of the perfect time to peak if you look at it that way,
they've been building nicely.
RMR's coming up. A lot to play for.
Certainly so.
Yeah, I definitely think Heroic are one of those teams that could be making a surprising run. I say surprising, but you know, maybe a deeper run.
I think
playoff caliber.
They're always one of those teams, that has that ceiling. But it's just whether or not they're going to get into that form for the event. We'll see. We'll see. I think RMRs can be so deadly, man. You know?
True. I mean, there's a world they don't make it through the RMR. There's also a legit world I think they could make top 8. Like I think you know, get the right matchups on the right day. You have Nerds and Tessus playing well.
Dude, how many RMRs have we had, especially in the European region, where you're just looking at teams like FaZe, for example, and Cloud9 at the last CSGO major, they got into the last chance. Do we have that last chance anymore for Europe? No, they lost the spot.
I think we lost because of the Americas, Asia getting the spot. Yeah,
exactly. So now it becomes even more deadly because you don't have that last chance net to catch you.
True.
And
we
so
would have
there is
lost
going to be
FaZe.
Yeah, we would have lost
at Copenhagen. We wouldn't have had.
No, it was the Paris RMR.
Yeah, who was in the last chance for Copenhagen?
There was a big name in there, but
I'm sure
there always is. Hugo, you can check it out. But yeah, there is always one of those. So that's always the problem. With the RMRs, it's gonna be so brutal. And right now, FaZe not looking like they're in the greatest form then. We do have information that the issue has been resolved. They've been working hard diligently to get that fixed, and it is now ready to go. As we prepare ourselves for this final round of regulation, could be the final round of this best of 3 as Heroic look to try and 2-0 OG, and OG battling with weaker weapons to try and force us into overtime.
Oh yeah, I just remembered who made it through.
I remember that. It was Astralis that was the bigger name in that last chance, wasn't
But it was the 9 Pandas who went from the bottom of the bracket through. We're back in, though, Heroic and OG, the final round of regulation, but is it the final round of this series? Heroic would like you to think so. We've got a couple of pistols out for OG. What a way to fool this would be.
Well, Tess says, oh, Mikey's already in the corner, and Tess is going to check it. Great opening kill here for Heroic. Yeah, 4 more kills. And OG are out of contention for fighting for the title at the Thunderpick World Championships. Heroic's unbeaten run in this tournament series looks to continue. It's an main push from 2 OG players. Not really forcing the issue with it right now, just sitting in the corner. And if they did, Shusha's watching for it.
Just feel like you're wasting time in this position the longer you sit here. So maybe they get antsy, maybe they get aggressive, and Shush feel like he's in the perfect position, but Fiku, drive by MP9. We needed that one to keep this round alive. Prison tucked to the corner, swings wide with Moto, and a 4v3 ensues. Heroic have to jump the gun. They have to hit B.
55 seconds remain as OG battle for overtime. They've got the player advantage. And they've got picked up weapons. Now the aggressive play from Dexter straight through that smoke. It's Moto gone, chances thinning, and Fiku coming back through cave. Christian tries to get on the edge of that smoke, and Tesses looks for it. Now they're done. Dexter finishes it. OG out of contention, and Heroic continue their unbeaten run through the Thunderpick series. They've come to the LAN finals here at the World Championships, and it's a great victory versus OG, 2-0.
Yeah, that got stressful at times, right? Some crazy clutch rounds coming out from OG. 3 clutches, 1 in the map for the OG boys, but just falling 1 step too short, and it's Dexter slapping Heroic straight into that grand final to fight for $500,000.
Something about Dexter and getting double kills inside of the cave there. He had a lovely collateral earlier on in regulation. Just so many individual moments from this Heroic squad. They've got so much firepower available, and I think that was one of the biggest differences on the server today.
Especially on Dust 2, right? This one was a little bit close with the clutches coming through, but when it came to last map, Nerds played out of his mind. 30-8 on Dust 2. Sensational game out of him, and you just love to see Heroic when they're shooting like this.
Yeah, it's true. But OG out of contention for the title. But as you mentioned earlier, we do get that 3rd place. Sorry, we'll get to see him play again. But it's merely for the financial aspect of the tournament now, not for the title.
Yeah, of course, against the loser of 3D Max and the Mongols, which is, fortunately, our next game, which will be coming up in sub an hour from now. So definitely stick around or come back, take a break, come back and check that one out as well. But man, we're going to have a banger game no matter what happens, and with Heroic in the final, we're in for a good final as well.
Yeah, Heroic getting to the final, I think it's an expected result. Obviously a team that you would like to see in this kind of form take it to 2-0 versus a team that should be 2-0ing and now moving into that final. I think definitely the favorites for me, Hugo.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Positive takeaways for OG though, really, at the end of the day. It's a standing situation. They don't have a full roster.
It's good to see them back in the tournament. I think that's the main thing, right? You need to start getting tournaments here for OG, for these young players on LAN. I mean, this is a very young squad. The oldest player is 21 years old. So there's a lot of work to be done for this OG team, and we need to see them play more outside of the online environment. And that is something they're going to have to strive for. Obviously, missing out on the RMR is a huge problem for OG. But there's next year, and there's going to be a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, well, you'll see Mikey there either way. And, well, you've learned his name by now if you've paid attention to this series. So that's something. Let's throw it down to Duna, though, and see who she's got on the stage. Duna in the dome.
Hello. Hi, guys. I hope you enjoyed the match. It felt like quite a long match. Congratulations, first of all, for making it to the finals, back-to-back finals. Tell us just how are you feeling? How are the energy levels for you right now?
We're feeling good. Obviously, it's always good to get a win, especially in the first game of the event. Even though it's semi-final, it's still the first game. So Dust 2 was a bit easier, Ancient was a bit sloppy, but we still managed to close it out, so it's good.
So you have, like, especially during Ancient, there were like a few more breaks in the match, and it felt like it, took a bit longer. Also, it almost went to overtime. Do you feel like this kind of like ruined your momentum?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think we think about it too much. We know that we have to do our job anyways, so it didn't affect us too much, I would say.
Okay, actually I was wondering, on Dust 2 on T side, when you tried to go from mid to B, and then you ran out of time, what happened there? Can you explain us?
Well, we had a good plan, but they delayed us a lot with the nades, and we had clear goal what we want to do in the round, and we did it, but because of their delaying of the nades, it became a bit close, so yeah, it was just a bit unlucky and well played by them, I would say.
Okay, so tomorrow you're gonna face either Mongols or 3D Max, whoever wins the next match. Any team you prefer, or you just focus on yourself?
Well, we don't care who we play, we still have to do our job. We played against both of these teams in the past, we have some experience, we know them, so whoever it is, we're happy to play them.
Okay, so tomorrow is going to be the back-to-back final. Last time you went to the finals was at the LEIA Masters, and now you're at the next final. Do you think this is the one?
Can you repeat the last thing?
Do you think this is the one where you take it home?
I think so. It has to be finally.
Okay, I'm going to let you go and get some rest to recharge your energies, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, back to you again, and we'll see each other at the next match.
True, D. It's very true. We will be seeing you and pretty much everyone else just exiting the arena right now to get themselves some lickies and chewies, maybe a hamburger. I understand there's cheeseburgers down in the lobby.
Where are those lickies?
I don't know,
the
but
Chewies.
who got chewed up today? OG. Yeah, that's pretty easy right there, right? So, Yanko, let's go ahead and get to the bottom of this one. As expected for a result, but overall, this second map gave some life.
We got a little bit of what we wanted. Trace, you know, OG showing us at times what they're capable of, a little bit more poise, but also some cojones. I mean, you know, you kick off Ancient, your map pick, you lose the pistol round, you eco, you lose that first gun round, what do? Rush A.
Yeah.
You know, that's a ballsy call. Worked out. They were able to get some momentum. Unfortunately, a couple of sloppy rounds. Makes it end 6-6. They just had a really big issue with winning pistols or converting them, and Heroic was just able barely to close it out.
I did indeed like what he saw from them, especially in the CD side as well. You know, a lot of proactive plays. We saw Fiku, for example, the long-ass flank, and a little bit of luck not going their way. Looking at the scoreline as well, it was a 13-11. We saw Dexter pop off on the B-bomb side, getting in a 2v2 collateral kill with the op through the smoke as well. So a little bit of luck going the way of Heroic. And yeah, sure, they get the win over there. But for OG, I wanted to see this, right? Despite the fact it is a 2-0 loss coming in from them, on their map pick they were competitive, and if maybe Lady Luck had smiled in their direction a little bit more, it could have been map number 3 being played here.
One less Fiku team kill, one less Dexter double. You know, like there's a couple things that make Counter-Strike beautiful, and these are instances and examples of those things. Yeah, we say goodbye to OG. The form we saw at a Heroic today, though, does it lead to a championship here?
I don't think that's necessarily fair to say. I think they knew they were the better team and were a big favorite, so the approach was perhaps a little bit more lackadaisical than what we would see against a team of a different caliber. They got the job done. We already heard about Shush, and he was feeling a little bit ill coming into this one, so just like him being able to get some extra energy going into tomorrow, I think he's definitely going to need it, considering it's a best-of-5 final.
Yeah, and also the fact is, you know, for Nerds, the way he played this entire series, so 30 bomb and Dust 2, even over here, I think in the first half he had like 17 kills or something. Look, it's not like he can replicate it, but it's not something you want to rely on as well, right? So, sure, they got a job done over there, but at the same time, yes, it was a bit, you know, a little top-heavy in the fragging department, so to speak, a little bit of her hero plays coming out as well. And tomorrow when they go up against either 3D Max or the Mongols in the grand finals, if they don't tighten it up a little bit more, things could get a little messy, but I doubt that's going to happen.
It's always funny, though, because, you know, if they play the same way against some of the Tier 1 teams, like, they could probably find more success. There was a round on Dust 2, had a saved gun, they were sort of ecoing right on their CT side.
Nerds with the M4,
Nerds jumps up, Cat real quick, eats the molly from the T's on Cat to get the first kill, keeps pushing, finds one more. The rest of the players with the pistols are around lower B, and they win the round easily, right? You go up against, I know, a Navi, and you see that molly, you respect it, right? Yeah. Like, you fall back, oh, they'll be ready for this, they'll punish me, they'll kill me, they're so good, right? Like, sometimes it's just throwing caution to the wind and sort of playing a little bit more
full send.
Reckless, I guess, at times can be good, but yeah, we'll see how it unfolds tomorrow.
A little bit more like a spaghetti at the refrigerator type thing. If it
I have
sticks,
no idea what that means, but
that's how you know if the noodle's ready.
Come on, Blair.
Come on, man. You're a noodle guy.
I don't know.
Speaking of noodles, we're going to pick the minds of OG. They're gracious enough to give us that L right here, that L interview. So we'll be right back.
Hi. Okay, I'm back again with another interview. So thank you so much for taking the time. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but honestly, you guys put really like a fight, especially in Ancient. So maybe you just like want to share the experience you had here at this event.
Yeah, I mean, we came a bit slow off the start. I think Heroic played well as well, of course, coming into the map pick. I think overall we bounced really good into it, or back into it on Ancient. I think we showed good promise, and there was a lot of good rounds from both sides. And in the end, yeah, they just kind of ran with it with the economy. But yeah, I think it was really good. It was a nice experience. Feel the crowd, look out, it's nice. And yeah, it was really nice.
Did this kind of like give you a little glimpse of what's to come for the next year? Because you guys honestly are looking promising.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have great potential, and that's also something we know. We are right now in a position where, of course, we're working on the consistency of it and working towards building upon what we have. We are really like young team and also a bit inexperienced, of course, especially with the LAN environment and so on, including myself. So the entire experience of being here and like just gaining as much as possible is really important to us, and yeah, just showing the best Counter-Strike that we can.
All right. I mean, honestly, you had a great performance, in my opinion. And now, can you explain us what is to come for the rest of the season for you guys? So I think it's like probably not over. Are you going to play some online tournaments? What's the plan?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to try to grind as many online tournaments that we can. Yeah, build, as I said, upon what we have already, like adding onto the strat book so we come into the next year really strong, and yeah, hopefully grind some wealth points so we get the invites from the get-go and don't have to fight for it next year.
Is there any, last question, is there any specific goal or goals you guys set for yourself for the next season?
Yeah, I mean, of course, being at the next major for sure is the big one. Yeah, for us, not making it this year was a little bit of a disappointment, of course. We knew that we were very new coming into it, and we didn't have too much time practicing, but of course it still hurt. So for sure, making the next one is the goal.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being here. I hope you can at least enjoy the city a bit. And yeah, any last words you want to say maybe to the fans watching right now?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. And yeah, just looking forward to play more matches and show what we are capable of, because yeah, I think we have showed great promise and hoping to in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, if the question is about great promises in the future, OG just seemingly finds a way to keep that the question at all times, at every iteration.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they still have a future.
And they have a game tomorrow as well, Trace. It's not over yet.
That third, fourth place
quite a lot of money on the line. Yeah.
Yeah, tons of money. We can just go over that real quick. First place at 500K, like you were talking about. That's a pretty sweet chunk of change for first place. Yeah. Second at 150, third at 70, and fourth at 50. So, yeah, you know, you came here, and so far you've either ended in third or fourth. But if he gave you something in the tank to work with later, perhaps that's more beneficial to OG in the long run.
And it's going to be difficult. Whoever they end up facing for the third place decider, they'll still be the underdog, but at least they'll walk away with a good chunk of change. That's going to be meaningful for them for the Valve rankings as well, because what this roster needs, or well, this team, whatever the roster may be coming into next year, is more opportunities to play and prove themselves and just learn and progress.
Also, just a shout out to Mikey as well, right? Playing his first international LAN here in Berlin. He's a stand-in as well. And in all honesty, I thought he would play a little bit too scared, a little bit too, timid in how he's going to be approaching some of those fights. But many rounds won by OG, in this very clutch scenarios, was him just popping off, playing with cojones, so to speak, just being in your face. So a pretty solid debut coming up from the young one.
Well, I've got some cojones you can play with. Right here on the screen, brackets, right out in front of you for the open and take.
Yeah, we got a couple of
that's how you say
right
brackets
there.
in Spanish?
Yeah.
Cojones.
Yes, make sure you try that
single
one.
elimination cojones right here, Trace.
Yeah, well, there can only be one. Heroic have made their way into that grand final, leaving just 3D Max and the Mongols to tango for that last spot. Which has been kind of a low-key, interesting rivalry that's developed out of nowhere, right? We saw 3D Max beat Mongols in Sky Esports Finals, and then in EPL it was back and forth, but Mongols had the last laugh at the very end. So I'm kind of excited for this matchup.
It takes 3D Max to tango.
Go on. Go on, then.
Back to you, Trace.
Yes. I guess you could make a good point about that. Anyways,
Yes.
we're going to go ahead and go to a break before we
If
get
you're
ourselves
lucky.
in trouble. Right? Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, he's
I need
got
some
it. He wins.
exercise.
We go to this break. We come back. That next game starts at 20:30. It is 3D Max taking on the Mongols in a semifinal. Someone gets to go play Heroic tomorrow, but we're only going to find out when we return. You're watching Thunderpick World Championships, baby. Hit it, Yanko.